Habari ya asubuhi mzalendo na habari ya asubuhi kwa wale ambao wanatutazama. Mzalendo, habari gani?
Ah, mzuri sana kaka.
Uko vizuri?
Sina matatizo yoyote
Yeah,
na
hiyo ni
sina matatizo yoyote, naona tu Mungu amenipatia afya mzuri, nashukuru Maulana. Kwa
mm.
yeah.
Okay, hiyo ni vizuri sana kama Mungu amekupatia uhai, kwa sababu
Mhm,
wengi hawajapata nafasi ya kuona siku ya leo. Si kwamba
mhm,
labda walikuwa yaani tuseme
yeah,
kwamba walikuwa wamekosea, lakini tu unajua. Na pia kuna wale ambao wako katika hospitalini
mm.
wanaugua. So ni
Kuna
kweli
kuna watu wanaugua, kuna watu wanaomboleza, kuna watu
mm,
wamefurahi, kuna mashabiki wamefurahi, kuna mashabiki wanaomboleza. So hizi
u
zote ziko hapa duniani
okay,
na mhm,
mm,
na leo
ukisema
ilikuwa ni siku ya huzuni sana huko Kasarani.
ehe,
Timu ya Harambee Stars wamepoteza bao 3-1 dhidi ya Gambia. Walipigwa kipigo. Mm,
anasema walichapwa kichapo cha
walichapwa
mbwa.
kichapo cha umbwa kila siku.
Eh, kila siku
Every day is not Sunday.
eh,
Kila
na
siku sio
unajua kuna wale ambao walikuwa wanasema kwamba wangetumia sana sana vijana ambao machipukizi ambao walicheza katika CHAN.
Unajua mpira kuna uzoefu, kuna ile
Mm,
uzoefu ya wachezaji wale wamekuwa wakicheza pamoja. Uh, kama hii timu ya CHAN wangeendelea tu nayo,
yeah,
uh, kwa sababu ile kikombe tunaangalia ilikuwa ni hii World Cup inakuja Marekani na huko
mm,
sehemu za Canada na
yeah,
Mexico.
mhm,
So chances ya Harambee Stars imedidimia na bila shaka wamebanduliwa nje. Kwa hivyo hatuna matumaini ya kuona Harambee Stars
mhm,
katika kinyang'anyiro cha dunia cha World Cup, kikombe cha dunia ya soka. So
mm,
matumaini ya kuona Harambee imekwisha kabisa. So ile kitu tunaangalia sasa ni hii AFCON.
yeah,
Je, hao vijana watacheza vizuri katika hii AFCON ile inakuja hapa nchini Kenya, Uganda
mm,
na Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Inaitwa AFCON, pamoja AFCON. Kwa hivyo inajumuisha mataifa matatu, eh,
Mm,
taifa ya
mm,
Kenya, Tanzania na Uganda. Niliambia watu mashabiki wa mpira ya kuwa eh, Harambee Stars imezoea kucheza nyumbani,
mhm.
eh, mahali kuna mashabiki na ile
Lakini si tulikuwa
msisimko
nyumbani?
ile msisimko ya Harambee Stars dhidi ya Gambia. I think hiyo ilididimia kidogo. Hii mchezo
Mm,
haikukuwa ile marketed vizuri sana, na pia ukiangalia preparation yao ya hii dhidi ya hii game ya Gambia,
mhm,
na I think kocha hakufanya kazi mzuri kwa timu ya taifa, kwa sababu kuwa na timu ambayo wachezaji hawajacheza pamoja kwa muda, then
yeah,
unapaswa kuwa na zile mchezo za kirafiki na timu mingi ili
mm,
wachezaji waanze kuzoeana. Hatukuona friendly mingi sana katika hii timu ya taifa, na hiyo
mhm,
imechangia sana sana kwa hii matokeo ile wamepata. Ni hayo tu ninaweza sema kwa leo, lakini pole
mm,
kwa mashabiki wa Stars na
mm.
hongera kwa timu ya Gambia.
Na kuna uwezekano kwamba kwa sababu rais hakutoa ahadi ama hakuna mtu alitoa ahadi ilifanya ile morali ya wachezaji kurudi chini, kwa sababu
Ba
ukiangalia ahadi ambao rais alikuwa anatoa hapo awali wakati wa CHAN ilikuwa inapata kwamba mpira ilikuwa na chachu ndani yake.
Mara mingi Ben, nimesema mchezo wa mpira, kuna
Mm.
kocha mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Gayamfi. Huyu kocha alikuwa ni kocha wa FC Leopards.
Mhm.
Wakati Gyamfi alikuwa ana coach timu ya FC, alikuwa anaambia wachezaji, penda hiyo mpira kwanza, ipende rangi yake, ipende
Mhm.
vile imeundwa. Kila saa ukisenda kulala ishike,
Mhm.
ukiamka ipepete kidogo, na
Mm.
ukiweza tembea tembea nayo ukiguzaguza,
Yeah.
na ukipata nafasi piga zoezi
Mm.
nayo. Hiyo vitu yote will fall in place. Kama ni
Mm.
pesa itakuja kwa sababu ya ile upendo wa mchezo wenyewe wa mpira. Kama ni mambo ah, na contracts za klabu
Mm.
hizi kubwa kubwa zitakuja kwa sababu ulitia
Mhm.
maanani ile mchezo wenyewe bila kuangalia pesa kwanza. Ukiweka
Yeah.
pesa kwanza na siku ile utakosa hiyo pesa, mchezo wako utaenda chini kidogo.
Ni kabi
So
Okay.
yeah, so hiyo ndio shida ya kuweka pesa mbele,
Yeah.
inafanya wachezaji wasikuwe na motisha ya kucheza mchezo huo. Tumeona timu mingi za Afrika zinadidimia katika mchezo wenyewe. Wachezaji wa kulipwa wakikuja kuchezea nchi zao wanaweka masharti, lazima tupatiwe pesa fulani, ndio
Mm.
tuchezee timu, tuvae jezi ya taifa. But
Eh.
kuna ile
Mm.
uzalendo na kupenda nchi yako na kuchezea hiyo jezi. Hiyo jezi iipende na uichukue ni kama eh, honor, kuvaa
Mm.
hiyo jezi. It's not a right but an honor. Kuna watu wengi
Mm.
sana
Wanatamani.
wangependa kuvaa hiyo jezi lakini hawakupata nafasi. So ukipatiwa nafasi ya kuchezea nchi yako,
Yeah.
chezea nchi yako kufa na kupona bila kuangalia ridhaa ile inakuja after hiyo mchezo. Yeah.
Unajua nilimsikiza nahodha wa timu akizungumza, Olunga alikubali kwamba kuna yale makosa walifanya kidogo kidogo, na hayo makosa ikafanya wakapata pigo, lakini alikubali na ni kwamba sasa itabidi warekebishe, lakini ukiangalia pale katika jedwali ambapo wako, unaona kwamba Kenya iko chini kabisa, so inaona kwamba hata matumaini haipo, na
Ah,
lakini nahodha alikubali.
matumaini ya kucheza World Cup hiyo imeisha, hiyo
Mm.
imeisha. Bali wako chini huko, katika hiyo pool yao. Kitambo game yao inayofuata I think wanacheza na nchi ya Seychelles.
Mhm.
Hizi nchi ndogo kama Gambia kitambo, hizo ni timu tulikuwa tunazifunga
Mm.
bao mingi sana, but with time walienda wakarekebisha yale yalikuwa katika ile ilikuwa wanazuia
Mhm.
kuimprove mchezo wao kule katika nchi yao. So wameimprove grassroot football kule Gambia wako na wachezaji wengi wale wanacheza kule ng'ambo. So
Mm.
wakikuja kucheza na Kenya, unapata tuna wachezaji wachache sana wale wanacheza kule hizi nchi za nje, na wanacheza ligi ndogo ndogo, wachezi ligi kubwa. So hiyo inachangia kidogo.
Mm.
So naamini next time bwana Benni McCarthy anafaa aanzishe squad ile wamezoeana.
Mm.
All is not lost. Harambee Stars, we love you. We wish you the best in AFCON, but yesterday was not a good day in office. Poleni sana.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mzalendo, for that. And I know the boys, the Stars, played their best, but in every game there must be a loser and a winner. So um, yesterday was not their day to win, but they will have to fight another day. but we are proud of our boys, that is the Stars. Mzalendo, there's so much that is going on, especially in the country, ranging from impeachment of Sakaja that was averted by the political leaders, that is the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, which we will talk about and maybe to get your view. We also have the oppositions are trying now to chart their way by appointing Mukisa Kitui as the head of, as the spokesperson, the same time to lead as the head of the secretariat. So, which means the communication, they're trying to build that communication command, because you know that secretariat is everything, especially when it comes to campaign. We will also talk about that. But before we go to talk about that, Malala also rejected the appointment of Mukisa Kitui. Remember, Malala is a DCP party leader. What could be the problem, especially if the appointment, and if you look at Mukisa Kitui, and from the internet, we were seeing there was that believability, there was that acceptability within the people, and the people were saying that okay, the United Opposition has made a very good pick, but it, they were putting bat on the leader. So we will talk about that too. Now, something that we to need to start with is about the LSK president. She's under pressure, especially to resign over the protest victim. As you know, there was the panel of experts that was going to deal with compensation of victims, especially post-election violence victims, especially the ones that happened during the finance bill, and even the ones that happened prior. There are so many questions, especially was raised by one of the LSK member, saying that she's working outside the law, because there's a body, that Human Rights Commission, that is the body that is mandated, especially to carry out that what they are doing. So, which means she's not following the law. That is one of the issues that one of the LSK person was raising. Another issue that the LSK the LSK member is raising about. Remember when there was that protest of the Gen Z? You know, the faith was appointed by the president. Especially, they're the people who are going to audit our debt. You know, there were experts actually that were appointed, but he rejected that, saying that that is unconstitutional, since we have the controller of budget and the constitutional offices that have been given the mandate to make sure that they audit the debt. So they're asking that what was the reasoning then, and what is now the reasoning now? So that is what the pressure is coming. And, you know, Faith also did not shy away from letting people know that I'm not going to let you down. If it reaches a point whereby this panel is going to frustrate me, then I will resign. Maybe for you, what is your take on the back and forth of LSK member and the Faith? And even when you look at it in broader perspective, you lens it in or you zoom it in. Do you think uh, uh, she did what the Constitution requires by her accepting that job, and even she has already taken out? Actually, she's the chair, assistant chair.
Yes, thank you very much, Brother Ben, for that particular question. I want to look at it this way. The LSK is an independent body where the chairman of LSK is elected by lawyers across the country.
Yeah.
Now, what is the role of the LSK in Kenya? The role of the LSK is to ensure that lawyers lawyers within the body uh,
Mhm.
make sure that they follow uh, the procedure laid out in
Yeah.
the profession. They don't go outside what is laid out by the Law Society of Kenya. One
Yeah.
thing I know, I I know is that LSK is also a watchdog for the people.
Yeah.
It represents us and is supposed to check on the government as an
Mhm.
entity, as not as an entity, but as a watchdog, just like the
Yeah.
Kenya Human Rights
Mhm.
Commission. So the
Mhm.
LSK position is something that
Mhm.
is so is so what is the word? The LSK chairperson is somebody who is regarded in very high esteem among the lawyers in the country, and of course the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. That is why Faith, when she was conducting herself initially, representing the victims pro bono and trying to gather enough evidence so that they can hold the government to account for their action, and of course represent the victims of police brutality during the demonstration. As she was doing what LSK really stands for. Now, her appointment, initially she was appointment at a task force that was looking into the debts of Kenya, and she declined. And what some of our reasons were that we have an auditor general uh, who is responsible to audit government transactions and to see where there is a problem. That is our work. And then this other body would be very unconstitutional the way it was constituted by the president, and whatever exercise that they were tasked to do uh, would not be abiding by the laws of the country. Now, this new role as the vice chair on a commission that is entitled for compensation in a work that she was presiding over and gathering enough evidence. I, for me, I think she ought to have either given up that position to somebody else, so that she can continue doing a civic uh, uh, um, oversight, like an oversight for the whole process, what is going to take place when the president constitutes such a body. Now, is it legal? Legally, yes, the president is allowed to form a commission at any other given time. But whatever results that they come up with, will it be something that is lawful, or will it be something that can be stopped in the courts and say that the process is unlawful? Remember, this LSK could have as well gone to the courts and presented the cases of these victims, so that we get the justice first, and then the compensation of the victims. So there is that controversy. Is it the money that comes in first, or the justice for the victims? Remember, IPOA uh, had done a lot of investigation into this matter. Over maybe 10,000 cases have been conducted by IPOA. They have been forwarded by the DPP. None of it has been concluded. So, whatever they are going to do, will it be abiding by the law, or it is something that somebody will go into to court and claim that this process is unconstitutional because it didn't follow the right procedure? So, those are the issues that she needs to look into.
Mhm.
Above all, this is a lady who had conducted herself in a manner that most of the public had known that she is putting the government on check, that whatever you're doing is very very wrong. But when now she becomes an appointee of the president, it means that she does not report to the people of Kenya, but she reports to the president of the Republic of Kenya. That
Okay.
waters down everything that she stood for.
Okay, thank you so much. And Father Danny, thank you so much. And Father Danny has really given us so much. And, there's something that I don't think it, everybody could have been appointed, but, there's something that I've always realized with the president. President would always go for somebody that who is shining, or somebody who is um, like seem to be creating waves, because we've seen that on how his appointment goes. So when you go to what the advocate Levy was saying, the panel has duplicated the function of constitutional creation. The Kenya National Commission of Human Rights, whose functions are outlined in Article 59 of the Constitution, to include, to receive, investigate complaints about alleged abuses of human rights, and take steps to secure appropriate redress where human rights have been violated patently. The President OLSK has taken an oath to serve in a panel of experts that is anchored on unconstitutionally. So that is something that he's raising, and I told you about this. So and now, and if I connect it with what Father Daniel say, that it is legal but unconstitutional. So we are looking at constitutionalism. So, and here he has given some literature where uh, situation like that has been done, especially in cases. They have given cases by cases about Lampu, Sianka versus state law officer and all that. He has given quite a number of cases. And do you think this was a clever way in which to clip Faith wings? Because like she's one person that people has really trusted in her, because like if you look at the history of LSK, actually people are saying that they've never seen somebody who has overworked like Faith did, for especially during the maandamano, how she would coordinate and make sure that things were arrested.
You see, Ben, this is I'll call it executive overreach,
Yeah.
or and I'll also call it what a duplication of
Hmm.
of the mandate of some of these bodies that are independent. Remember, we have the Kenya National Human Rights Commission.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this Kenya National Human Rights
Hmm.
uh, is a body that could investigate, just as you have put it,
Hmm.
and present the cases to the DPP for prosecution, and later
Hmm.
on end up in court
Yes.
for to be executed and then compensated.
Hmm.
Now, this is a political process that the president is talking about,
Yeah.
because this compensation started from the agitation by members of the public that these victims ought to be at least compensated something. And remember, there was also this NADCO uh, commission that the
Hmm.
president formed the other day to look at the issues that ODM and the UDA had agreed upon, of which these issues were part of and parcel of the issues that were to be discussed by the Oguda Commission. But when you see the constitution of that commission, then you know that this was just ridiculous. When the seriousness of that commission, it
Yeah.
lacked the attention that this other commission is getting. That is why
Mhm.
they want to kill it very, very slowly and bring up this one, which is not going to go anywhere. At the end of the day, it will end up in court, and of which William Ruto said, "Okay, fine, I did my part, but you see, the courts have stopped it. I've stopped whatever I wanted to do to compensate the victims. It is the courts that are letting the people of Kenya down." And again,
Yeah.
the opposition has threatened to go to the ICC to build up a case against Ruto's government and the police in the
Yeah.
killings that happened during the demonstration.
Yeah.
Now, Faith Odhiambo is one person who was collecting the evidence, and she has the evidence in a closet somewhere or within a file.
Mhm.
So the government is simply putting her on check,
Mhm.
and I can tell you this is a checkmate. As much as she would want to say that she is independent, she will do a good job. The reporting authority is William Samoei Ruto.
Yeah.
The chairman is Professor Makau Mutua, who is the economic advisor in Ruto's government. So uh, this
Is in
all
the
is,
legal.
uh, hmm?
Is in the
Yeah,
legal.
he is in legal, yeah? He's
Yeah.
in legal, I don't know, legal advisor or
Mhm.
whatever he is. This these people uh, now work under William Samoei Ruto. Now, who is the boss here? The boss here is William Samoei Ruto, and I will will they exercise their mandate with all these court cases that are being brought forward by the
Yeah.
Secretary General of LSSK.
Mhm.
Kenyan human rights, I know, will be in court maybe next week. And so many, the civic society will also be up and down. Many other groups will go to protest over the appointment of Faith uh, in this committee. I think if she wants to be remain noble,
Mhm.
she should just say, "Okay, guys, I've heard you. I've heard your voice. I know I represent the Law Society of Kenya. This
Yeah.
is will be a conflict of interest. Me as the chairperson of all LSK, uh, LSK, I cannot work in the same government that I'm
Mm.
supposed to be doing an oversight
Okay.
on its activity in regards to human rights. So for me, I say I decline the appointment due to
Y-
public pressure. And
Okay.
again, my conscience
Mhm.
is now very, very clear that I cannot take it up. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Father Danny, thank you so much. Unasema ni tumbo krat. You see, like when you look at even the panel, when you look at the constitutionality of the panel of experts was challenged in the High Court. The pending petition raises serious constitutional grounds that should prompt a reasonable legal mind to conclude that the panel is unconstitutional. So that is among some other issues that actually Levy was raising, because like this panel was already challenged, its constitutionality was already challenged in the High Court. But now this one comes and Mzalendo, when it comes to sometimes how we apply the law or how we understand the law, there's some cases whereby we tend to suspend the law, or there are cases that we feel like the law should be followed, because like and somebody would reason, because like I don't know, somebody would reason, because if in the first place you decline to get the job offer that was given to audit the debt, especially after the Gen Z movement, with the same administration, saying that there's constitutional offices that have been given the mandate to do that. What is making it so much different? Yet we have Kenya National of Human Rights, and that is also like a body that has been given the mandate to collect and investigate. What is the so difference about it?
You see, what I've seen in this government, it's just what we see in the parliaments and now the local authorities,
Yeah,
the county governments.
yeah,
Uh, we have talked about, the opposition has talked about state capture. We have talked
yeah,
about parliament being captives of the executive, and now by extension they have gone to the county governments, of which they want to control over everything.
yeah,
Ruto just doesn't look at things on the surface.
yeah.
He looks at things beyond the surface, and that is the
Mm-hmm,
reason why he has preempted so many things. He has preempted that,
mm-hmm,
should Gashagwa and his team continue with their threat, then the evidence within
mm-hmm,
LSK is
yeah,
already in their bag, and he can do anything with it. And the chairperson
yeah.
will testify uh, on behalf of the government.
Mm-hmm,
And this is a watchdog. Remember, this is a watchdog that is supposed to watch the government. And if they say that the compensations were done, it is only, and the culprits of police brutality are,
mm-hmm,
we have their records, and the matter is being handled in court, and that
mm.
is it. That is it.
Okay.
That will be the end of it.
Thank you so much, Mzalendo. And to remind our viewers and even Father Danny here, the case is still active in court at Benson Faith. Odhiambo should have known. Yes, and that one asked, and like, as I was telling you, this was in July 2020. In July, when you she declined the appointment by the President Ruto to serve as a member of an independent task force that would audit the country's public debt. Your reasoning for declining the appointment was that in your own assessment. This is what I quote. This is what Levy is asking. So I think like Levy has a valid Levy has a valid point, especially concerning the appointment of Faith, and it's something also Jeff you've raised about Faith. Now the experts, when they will be doing compensation, who will be investigating, um, especially to know the victims, and who will be standing, because like I think the victims, he will be standing on the side of the government, you know, and the
Yeah,
victims also.
yeah. The investigating authority here is normally the police, and
Yeah.
the prosecuting authority is the office of the
Mm.
DPP. So these files have to be forwarded to the DPP office for prosecution.
Yeah.
And as much as those people are guilty,
Mhm.
they have to follow due process. So
Yeah.
this thing is going to take so long.
Mm.
Remember, we are not only talking about the victims of the protest. We are talking about, they can be talking about even past baby Pendo, and the likes. They need to be compensated. So that data, the Law Society of Kenya, I think they have that information, so they will go all the way back. So we are not talking. We are talking about a commission that will last. Uh, at most, it would go maybe 2 years, 3 years down the road. That is if they are not stopped
Mm.
by the judiciary. This case will end up in the Supreme Court for
Okay.
interpretation. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Mzalendo. And if you also go to the internet, everybody's reasoning quite much different. There are people who feel like Faith is right.
Yeah,
She
yeah. I have
understands
seen
the law.
this. I've been in this discussion for the last I don't know how many hours. There are
Mhm,
people from faith community that feel
mhm,
that this is an attack on one of us, and
mhm,
that she's being attacked because she's Luo, and stuff like that. So
Right.
when you look at it from that tribal angle, then we will not
Yeah.
get uh, to understand where everybody else is coming from. This is
Mhm.
somebody who stood so tall to represent the people of Kenya against the atrocities of the government, and she fought so very very hard that you know, and criticized the government for the brutality that they were muting against the people, and she
Yeah.
spent many hours, even in the wee hours of the night, running up and down in so many places and police station and dingy places to save the lives of these young people. Then
Mhm.
again, you work with the same people who are torturing these people. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make a sense at all. At all. I don't see why she sees the sense in it. But
Mhm.
if it is that the only way that they can get restitution, if that
Mhm.
is the only formula, I wish
Mhm.
there was a better way she would have handled this particular issue. People of Kenya regard Faith Odhiambo in very, very high standard. This is
Mhm.
somebody people are looking at, you know, could it possibly have even been a president, but now she has already tainted her image by working with a government that she was criticizing before on the atrocities of that it committed to these young people.
Okay. Thank you so much, Zalendo. We will be following up on this issue, and I believe it will go to court. And what is further is saying, can someone correct me? Faith is a Luo or married to a Luo? She is a Luo, right?
I don't know the Odhiambo name, whatever it is, but Odhiambo is could be the father's name or
Okay.
the husband's name. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Mzalendo, I don't know whether you had an opportunity to watch today Raila was in like yesterday the Right Honorable Prime Minister was in Laikipia, and an MCA came out and lectured Raila Amolo Odinga, and even he was asking about the stand. Where are we? Are we in broad base? And he asked that. He talked about how they were promised to get a legislative at the East Africa Legislative Assembly. They did not get. Talked about the road that has been launched like how many times, and yeah, and by the end of the day, the Right Honorable Prime Minister said that the wife to the bereaved should be given job in the county assembly. It is not. It is quite much very rare, especially to find especially in the gathering, somebody could get courage to lecture Raila to a point whereby he tells the phone, if they touch you and you move out, we will move with you. What does this one speak, especially when you listen to people coming out, especially to talk boldly before Raila Amolo Odinga, especially in a funeral?
I think Raila Odinga, let's give him credit where it's due. Raila Odinga has learned the art of handshake. He has
Mhm.
learned that you know, you can run in an election and then work in the government at after losing an election. Now,
Yeah.
where he stands, this guy has metamorphosized into something else. Yeah, if you watch Raila Odinga of yesterday, this is somebody who could call out corruption. This is somebody who stood out to call out when there was injustice happening to the people. But this is the same person who again is presiding over the is chairing a meeting with MCAs who are supposed to oversight a governor, and
Yeah.
is pleading with them not to remove a governor. And the MCAs have got to ground, and that is the reason why they don't represent Raila Odinga. They represent the people who elected them. So
Yeah.
when MCAs succumb uh, to such tactics, it tells you the kind of leaders that we elect into position. These are people without integrity. These are people
Mhm.
who can be compromised. These are people who can be swayed. They can be coerced. They have got no moral to be in the county assembly of Nairobi. And the reason why they wanted, if I look at the reason why they wanted to impeach uh, Sakaja, I don't
Yeah.
know whether they would have even gone far with them. Look at all
Mhm.
those reasons that they
Mhm.
wanted to impeach Sakaja. They were the very, very flimsy
Flimsy
kind of
reasons.
allegation. If you
Mhm.
look at them, it's just laughable. It's just laughable. We saw them dancing the other day. Right now, they are um, they are fighting the speaker of the assembly. One
Mhm.
talk. They're claiming that he was given money to give them, which never reached. So they want to
Mhm.
remove him as speaker.
Okay.
So the county assemblies in the Republic of Kenya is what I call devolved corruption, and
Yeah.
it's presided over by the party leaders. Either ODM presiding over corruption in counties that they control, or it is UDA presiding over corruption in the counties that they control. And
Mhm.
the senators come out clearly and say, it is the president, or it is the prime minister, or it is our party that saved you from being kicked out as governor. So I think it is high time we revisit the constitution and look at the loopholes in this constitution.
Do you think it is about the constitution, or it is about the willpower? The willpower, because when you look at what's happening with the devolution, impeachment is part of accountability and transparency, which is a political process. And for a total of maybe 80 people to say that, okay, we are not satisfied with what the executive, especially in the county assembly, is doing, so you need to go. And remember, this impeachment was quite um, um, very interesting, because remember, it was not only about Sakaja, it was not about all the executive, the Sakaja himself, the boss of the county, together with his deputy, were going, you know, and what could that one mean, bearing in mind that we have broad-based government, remember, and and elections
Yeah,
have been carried.
there you go. If they had gone further with this theatrics of impeaching Sakaja plus the deputy,
Mhm.
the deputy governors in these counties are given assignments by the governor. Technically, they have got nothing that they are doing.
Yeah.
Their job each and every day is to read the newspaper and
Mhm.
report to office and eat our taxpayers' money. Technically, the deputy governors, if they are not assigned anything, they have got little to do. I have seen Faith's father is a lecturer at Maseno University and is a PhD candidate. I love the fact that she knows some Arabic and Italian. Speak enough French. Okay, thank you
Thank you
for
so
that.
much. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Father.
So, uh, the reason why they were kicking out Saka, the deputy, is because the deputy is Kikuyu. That is the one fact that
Mm,
they didn't want a situation whereby they are kicking out Sakaja, and then the immediate heir apparent
mhm,
is the guy who's going to finish his term, is somebody who is aligned to the DP, the opposition, who is from the Kikuyu tribe. That was their fear. So if there was an ODM member who
mhm,
was number two,
mhm,
then I think the impeachment would have gone through. But since their fear was that this thing is going to go back to Mount Kenya, we go back to our tribal kind of thinking. And these are the
mhm,
same leaders who say that, Gashagwa is tribal and
mhm,
everybody else is very, very tribal. Yet yet you see their actions and their deliberations, and it is deliberate, and they are not even ashamed of it. They put it there in the public that, we don't we yes, we want to impeach Gashagwa, but since his deputy is coming from this particular region, he
mm.
also has to go. Yeah.
And when you look at now the process of impeachment and what really happened with Sakaja, and whereby his impeachment could be negotiated and say that, okay, we are giving you 60 days, and within 60 days you need to change. If you don't change, then the county assembly members will take the charge and go on with the impeachment. And you bring in the picture of Rigathi Gachagua, especially a day two before he appeared in parliament, when he called that presser. He really seek for forgiveness, especially from the president, and he told the president, you are the person who can make this is in your hands. And the president did not do anything. That is one. And also, you saw what happened in that impeachment. You see, like the ODM um, party came in and assisted with impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. What does it say now? Because it says that some of the political processes can be suspended, or can be negotiated, I mean.
Uh, One thing we have to note is that service delivery in Nairobi has become very pathetic.
Yeah,
And the MCAs are feeling the heat from their constituents. They
true.
feel that they are not doing anything to bring service delivery in Nairobi.
Mm,
Can you imagine in Nairobi there are some areas people still vend water. We don't have piped water in some of these areas. Uh, we have water vendors. We have got bowls within Nairobi
mm,
County.
yeah,
The county government cannot ensure that people or every resident of Nairobi has got at least piped water.
yeah.
That alone they can't. Now look at the security within the CBD. That one falls within the county government. There is no time, no day that you see Sakaja saying that, I want to meet the security team that are working in the central police, or or the
Mm,
head of police, in that matter, the
mm,
IG. Come, we have a discussion. This thing is getting out of hand. My residents are being mugged left, right, and center. What are you guys doing about? So
mm.
this is a county that is run by incompetent MCAs and an incompetent CEO, who is Sakaja. And it is high time that that we go for the election and they elect the right people to take Nairobi to the next level. Otherwise, Nairobi should go to back to the national government, so that we don't have anybody running.
Oh,
The national government should run it
we
professionally.
talk of we talk of NMS coming. I'm seeing father is raising something that is quite much also when you look at in politics, because
Do you remember during Uhuru's time, Nairobi
yeah,
County
but
Council was being run
Mbadi,
by who?
Mbadi,
Who
it
was
was called
that guy?
Mbadi.
Buddy from the army.
Yes, I think it was called
Oh,
Mbadi.
Ruto, I don't know how we reached to a situation where Uhuru decided to bring somebody from the army, somebody who is
Mm,
disciplined, who will bring law and order to Nairobi County. And things were working. Things were working. Within a few days, the vehicles were up and running. Things that the vehicles which were stalled,
mm,
he repaired them within a record period of time. Now hii kazi ya Nairobi ni uzembe,
mm.
brother Ben, ni uzembe na ni
O- o-
mchezo,
okay,
na ni mchezo.
before
Na mimi
ni
wacha
mchezo.
kabla uongee, nataka kusema kitu
eh,
moja ndio nitasahau.
eh,
Hawa jamaa wanapata pesa mingi sana kutoka mimi na wewe, but
mm,
hii pesa they cannot quantify. From Homa Bay where I come from, to Nairobi, to Siaya, to what, to
mm.
Migori where you come from, these guys are just stealing. Now, what should the government do? Hii pesa wanafaa kufanya, serikali inafaa hii pesa ni mi naona hivi, mi maoni
Mm,
yangu ni hivi,
mm,
nakupatia shilingi bilioni 5 hmm?
Ete?
Nakupatia shilingi bilioni 10. Hii
Yeah.
bilioni 5, hii bilioni 5
Mhm.
hivi ndio mtafanya katika kaunti zote za Kenya,
Mhm.
iende kwa mahospitali,
Mhm.
iende kwa ECD classes. Na hizi ECD classes tunataka ujenzi wao, ndio hii structure tunataka ikae namna hii.
Yeah.
Enda kwa portal ya inaitwaje ile kale kakitu ya huduma ile kale kakitu watu wanaendaga
E-Citizen.
eCitizen, tafuta
Mm.
contractors eCitizen, let them bid, tujue nani ameshinda hii contract,
Mhm.
na design specification ni hizi.
Yeah.
Watengeneze hizo mashule kama ni ECD classes ziwe
Mm.
zimetengenezwa kwa usawa. Zikishatengenezwa
Mm.
kwa usawa, then inakuwa ni mambo mzuri. But hii mambo ya kupatia hawa jamaa pesa watu waje, kuna watu wengine hao magavana hawajawahi kuwa hata manager wa kitu chochote. The only
Mm.
manager amekuwa tu manager wa house help wake na shamba boy. Alafu unakuja kumpatia mabilioni ya pesa.
Ah.
Hajawahi fanya kazi mahali yote. Yeye amekuwa tu mwanasiasa. Eh?
Father Dani anasema akubaliani na wewe hapo kwa e-Citizen. Anaona hapo kuna pesa ya Wakenya inapotea sana.
Wewe hii Citizen we can all log in tuangalie nani amepata contract. That's the reason why tunasema ni
Eh,
more transparent. Lakini ikienda kwa ofisi ya governor, then unapata ni
mm.
ma-MCAs ndio wanapata hizi contract, ni ma-MPs ndio wanapata hizi ma-contract. But there should
Mm.
be just like we have an accounting system for the county government, there
Mhm.
has to be a procurement system. I think ni IFMIS ama ni nini, IFMIS
Mm.
ya county, so that everybody else like
Yeah.
Ben, I should be able to log into your county Migori right now and
Mhm.
check the people who have been awarded the contract to build the
The Stadia.
to construct a road in
Yeah.
somewhere in Nyatike. Eh?
Ehe.
I should be able to go into to your site, know the contractor, know how much has been allocated for this guy, and the duration, the time is going
Mhm.
to take to finish the job. Yeah,
Okay.
such that we are accountable. But hii nchi kila mtu ni mwizi eh?
Ah,
Kila
si
mtu ni
ikina
mwizi. Ukienda kwa mapastors kama wale wanaenda kanisani kama Father Dani huko, unapata mapastors tena ndio wezi zaidi. Hmm?
lakini Father Dani ako sawa.
Father Dani mimi sijasema, sijataja jina ya mtu.
Eh.
Nasema ukienda pale kanisani ndio unapata hao tena ndio wafisadi. Ukienda mwingine anawambia dunia inaisha kesho, toeni sadaka.
Hiyo ya dunia kuishi we should engage Father Dani atuambie hiyo.
Ati
Ap
dunia inaisha kesho, yeye ametabiri dunia inaisha kesho na ni prophet. But now we Kenyans have allowed this lie to go for so long. Kwa nini umuiti huyu prophet ama nani, mwambie wewe ulitudanganya juzi,
juzi
mbona
ati
unazidi tu kutudanganya? Please account for it, ama utuambie ni Mungu alisahau ama ni nini? Hmm?
mm.
Yeah.
Ebu wacha nikuulize swali na swali langu inatokea hapo kwa Sakaja, kwa sababu kung'atuliwa kwa Sakaja ilikuja kama kulikuwa na mhemko sana sana katika ile bima ya afya ya SHA, ambapo ulikuwa unapata kulikuwa na malalamiko kwamba kulikuwa hospitali gushi ambao walikuwa wamelipwa. Kulikuwa na yani pesa lilikuwa limepotea kwa unaona pesa mingi sana zilikuwa zimepotea. Unadhani hii ilikuwa ni labda njama ya kupoteza like it was something that was brought to 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 brush away the issue of SHA, because like the SHA was hitting the ground so hard and so many questions were being asked.
I think SHA is not gone. SHA is not gone. Duale has been working very very hard. Nasikia saizi ako na communication center ya SHA, unapiga piga simu una nini. Shida ya SHA immediately they publish the hospitals that they innocently publish the hospitals that wanaona wamepatia fedha, na ukae ukijua zile wananchi walispot, hiyo ilikuwa ni error. That was just an error. They
Mhm.
had probably edited almost everything,
Mhm.
na hiyo ilisaulika. Hizo ni zile tu zilisaulika. What did they
Yeah.
do? They pulled out that thing completely from their site. Yeah,
Mhm.
they pulled it out. They should have left it there so that people can scrutinize
Mhm.
hizo payment zimeenda wapi na wapi na wapi. So hii
Mhm.
nchi kuna shida mahali, Ben, kuna shida
Mm.
mahali, na hata kama unaona kama hizo story ya SHA
Mhm.
hatujaona within, saizi tumeenda siku ngapi? Umeona mtu ameenda kotini?
Hakuna mtu ameshikwa bado. Na
Hakuna mtu atashikwa.
unapata pale waziri alipeleka faili pale kwa DCI ili wachunguze. Alienda yeye mwenyewe, kaenda yeye mwenyewe mpaka kwa ofisi. Akaambia chunguzeni hizi. Hawa ndio malalamishi ambayo sisi tuko nayo.
Haya, wacha tungojee. Hii nchi yetu ni nchi ya maajabu, wacha
Mhm.
tungojee buda.
Okay, sawa, tutasubiri na kama bado tunasubiri, hebu sasa jambo la mwisho hapa kwa Sakaja, kwa sababu ndio tuingilie hapa. I want to know your especially here in Sakaja's case, whereby after the negotiation and the talking back and forth in the corridor of the political willpower, the following day we saw Sakaja celebrating and celebrating after that. Um, uh, what is your take on that? Immediately after his impeachment
But
was
of course,
negotiated.
wewe kama unajua kazi ilikuwa iende and umeponea, why shouldn't he celebrate? Saa hizo ndio unajua, saa hizo ndio mi nakwambia their prayers directed to the wrong gods. Hmm?
So so
Yaani wewe
how
ni mfisadi unasema Mungu amekusaidia, na unaona ni wafisadi wenzako ndio wamekusaidia.
na sasa inatoa picha gani sana sana kwa Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, Mheshimiwa Rais
Ah,
William Ruto
mi
na
wewe una
na
uh,
na watu wa Nairobi inawaonesha nini? Kwa sababu unapata kwamba zile changamoto ambao watu wa Nairobi wako nazo bado wako nazo, lakini unapata kwamba yeye anapiga sherehe kwa sababu labda kung'atuliwa kwake imesimamishwa.
hawa kina Raila, hao ni wanapiga sherehe na pesa za kaunti. Mimi
Mm,
nawaambia hao ndio watu wanapiga sherehe na pesa za kaunti.
mm,
Uliona wakati wa conference ya Bomas, sijui ODM ilikuwa na nini.
mm,
Hao wakurugenzi wa ODM walisema vizuri sana, huyu kijana ndiye amesimamia hii kitu yote na
mm,
pesa zetu amesimamia hii conference, maandalizi yote ni Bwana Sakaja. So Bwana
mm,
Sakaja has been answerable to Raila Odinga and William Ruto, and not to the people that he's supposed to serve. But I wish that he could just pile up and uh, and say, enough is enough. I want to give the residents of Nairobi the best because I
okay.
grew up in Nairobi. I can do a good job. You know, Nairobi collects some good revenue. Hizi si kama kaunti hizi zingine
Mm,
inachukua pesa kila siku, tena pesa mzuri. But look at the service delivery in this country. Even if you can just take his time and do a scrutiny. And Sakaja, najua unanisikiza.
mm,
Hizi sehemu za utawala hakuna maji, watu wanatumia inaitwaje, ball wananunua. Hata Babu Owino, despite wewe unataka kuwa governor, patieni watu maji. Maji ni kitu muhimu sana. Kuna sehemu mingi
mm,
sana pipe to water haijafika katika jiji la Nairobi, na tunataka hata ikifika bado utakuwa una Kenya inaitwa ile inaitwaje, inaitwaje, Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company.
mhm.
Kuna pesa itakuwa inachukua na kuna ajira utakuwa umeongezea
Mavijana.
watu wa Nairobi. So hizi ni
mm,
vitu lazima watu waangalie, na kama we ni gavana lazima uzingatie eh, wakaaji wa Nairobi.
mm,
Kitu ya kwa muhimu kabisa,
mm,
security.
mm,
Security. Security
mm.
ni muhimu sana sana sana, especially kwa CBD. Ensure that security iko mzuri. Ukienda, I saw another lady narrating mahali pale kana Kimathi Street, street
Kimathi
lights
Street,
zote
yes.
zilishakufa, ni
Mm.
giza, saa moja saa mbili ni giza, you can be mugged. Sahii Nairobi nakwambia, Nairobi watu wale wanafanya patrol si polisi ni
Like, like, like,
raia wezi wanafanya
la, la,
patrol, na
lakini
patrol inafanywa kwa mfuko yako.
lakini mkubwa wa polisi alikuwa anasema kwamba kuna wale ambao yani they exaggerate too much on what is happening.
Exaggerate aje? There are videos out there, unless yeye hana smartphone anatumia katululu, ile kitululu ama ni katululu, whatever that is. No,
Eh,
anatumia hiyo. So hizi vitu ziko hapo nje. Wewe enda kwa internet police, whatever commissioner, enda
mm,
uangalie security ya Nairobi, uangalie vile watu wananyang'anywa,
mm.
wanaporwa. There's somebody
Okay.
narrated a story and I saw it over the internet, and in case you didn't watch it, this guy
No, I
said that
know. I know
Jerry Loring, the
they,
story
they
of Jerry.
they
Go ahead.
they they are, actually, I listened to almost like three stories about the streets of Nairobi. One was this lady talking about the Kimathi Street. Then there was another one showing video as the archives. Then there was also this other lady who is she's a content creator that says that her wig of 17,000 just went like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this story of this gentleman who was narrating about you know the Ghanaian president who was called Jerry Loring.
Jerry,
Jerry
yeah,
Rawlings.
Rawlings.
So what is happening in Nairobi was happening in Ghana too. There were gangs operating in the CBD. So he called and Jerry Rawlings he narrated that Jerry Rawlings used to ride a bike. So every
Hmm.
morning he would do his exercise, and being the president, the security are following him all over. So he wondered, why are you guys following me each and every place, and I'm just riding a bike? Well, what is the big concern? He's saying that Mr. President, if you leave you here, you'll be mugged, and it is very very dangerous to ride a bike in this city. Oh, okay. So the next morning, Jerry Loring calls all the the police chiefs and tells them, there is something happening in this CBD. I'm giving you 6 hours to arrest all the thieves that steal within the CBD.
Hmm.
And he did that in almost all the provinces. I don't something like that in the cities. Arrest,
Hmm.
and I need that on my desk. After you are done, give me a call.
Hmm.
Then they started calling, hey, Mr. President, we have arrested all these people. Can we now? What do we do? And then he tells them, do you know there is a beach in Ghana? Let us meet by the ocean. So with these thugs, come, I need to have a conversation with them. So you are sure these are the thieves? Yes, these are the culprits. These are the people who are. These are the hardcore criminals.
Hardcore. Hmm.
Yeah. So the police chief assembled the hardcore criminals in front of Jerry Rawlings. So Jerry Rawlings is standing there addressing them. But what they didn't know that behind they were standing in a line. Behind them, there were police, there were the army who were there waiting with rifles and machine guns. So when he had finished addressing them, he told them, "This is the last day that you will still say your last prayers." Oh, they are still wondering if it's a joke. They were all killed.
Mm.
And for 15, 20 years, there was no, you could leave your phone in Ghana, your wallet in the streets of Ghana, and nobody
Alright.
would pick it up.
Mm.
Nobody. Hakuna mtu angeichukua. Mm.
That's
So,
but all that one also need a political will, and because
yeah,
like it's
that is a political. When I saw the motorcade of the president
mm,
in Eastlands, it is being followed around by thugs. Yeah, wanafuata, yani wanafuata gari ya president na wakiibia watu, si ati wanaifuata nini,
n- n- n-
wanafuata wakiibia watu.
and
Mm.
those were raised, and you're going even too far. I remember when the Gen Z were protesting, we saw how men
Political leaders are saying they hire goons and thugs to protect the business community. The political
okay.
class, hao ndio wana facilitate hao wezi. These
Oh,
are the thieves and the goons. Hao ndio wana facilitate hao wezi, my friend. Hakuna watu
okay.
wengine. Mm.
All right. Thank you so much, Mzalendo. We've talked about Sakaja, and now let's come to the United Opposition. The other day, they appointed Mukisa Kitui as the spokesperson and also as the head of secretariat. And you know very well that when it comes to politics, secretariat plays a major role in terms of coordination, in terms of doing the polls, in terms of knowing the weakness of your opponent and where should we campaign and where should we what are our weaknesses. And if you look at the politics itself, especially majority of times, not even once but so many times, like the victory of Raila Odinga has always been blamed on the secretariat, that there's no good coordination on the secretariat, and that's maybe why sometimes Raila end up not doing well in the election. But now, when you look at the background of Mukisa Kitui, Mukisa, he has worked at the UN. He also have political experience. He's very resourceful in terms of knowledge. Today, I heard him speaking in Kiswahili, very fluent. And here we have Malala saying that no, he's not very happy with the appointment. Maybe before you talk about Malala, what can you say about the Mukisa Kitui and the step that has been taken by the United Opposition?
Thank you, Ben, for that question. I remember Mukisa Kitui was running for president at some point. Then he dropped out of the race after photos of him with another woman on the beach. I think it's the same person in Mombasa, and
Yeah.
that really defamed his character.
Hmm.
So I feel yes, for the opposition, they need somebody to be speaking on behalf of them,
Yeah.
because one, there are so many opposition leaders who are running for this particular seat, this particular position.
Hmm.
They want to unseat the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yeah.
Now, the forming the secretariat would be the first step for unity among the opposition,
Hmm.
such that they have one voice that speaks on behalf of everybody else.
Yeah.
Uh, the story out there is that Maraga is not with the
Mhm.
opposition. They are not
Yeah.
is not part of the Kalonzo Ma is called who? Kalonzo
Kalonzo
Gachagua team.
Matiang'i. Yeah.
Matiangi, yeah, is running as a lone ranger. So if appointing Kitui can put the group together and glue them tight,
Hmm.
so that nobody runs out with their own agenda,
Yeah.
then the opposition will be speaking in one voice. So even
Mm.
if they are doing those rallies, Then there is somebody who can come out and do a press conference. There is
Yeah,
somebody who can go to media houses like Afrique or Brother Ben Media and communicate the agenda of the opposition
yeah,
and talk on behalf of each and every other person. So when you have talking points being delivered at Jacaranda, or talking points of Kalonzo being delivered at Jivanji, then it
yeah.
sends out some mixed kind of signals that
Mhm.
these people are not serious. So
Mm,
Kitui brings in some seriousness. He's a career politician. He
mm,
has been in the game for a while now,
mhm,
and he's knowledgeable,
mhm.
and he can communicate pretty well.
Okay, thank you. Now, when you look at the in terms of international network, because this is somebody who has who has worked, especially in UN. If you look at even in the ranks of Kenyan um, people who have worked in high ranks, you cannot go without mentioning Mokisa Kitui. So maybe during his working tenure at UN, he might have built ranks with other big profile from other countries. What can this one do to the united opposition? You know,
Can you repeat your question, please?
I'm talking about the international network. When you look at him, he's somebody who has worked at UN, especially, and with that image, can it bring positivity or
Yeah, I
benefit
think
to the?
what he brings in is diplomacy, and
Mhm.
you got it spot on. He's somebody who has worked in the Ministry of Trade
Yeah.
as a minister
Mhm.
uh, between the years 2002 and 2005. I think it was under Kibaki, if I'm
Mhm.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Then Kitui also worked in AU. He has worked in COMESA. He has worked in World Trade Organization.
Yeah.
So he brings in some diplomacy and some
Mhm.
connection when it comes to matters trade.
Mm.
Uh, and again, he used to work with the United Nations
Mm.
uh, in in his area in trade. So uh, he not only
Yeah.
brings the expertise
Mhm.
uh, of what he learned out there, but he also brings in some connection. And should the opposition win,
Yeah.
then they can rely on him to connect them with the development partners across the globe. I think that is very, very, that is the match that he can do uh, within the opposition.
Okay, and you mentioned that actually wanted to run for presidency in 2022, but after the video came out, he withdrew his candidature and supported Azimio. Now, look at it in terms of political influence, especially internally and externally, and um, you know how can his political influence externally, he has worked with foreigners apart from being international networks, but now the politicals of the world. Remember, even when Raila was vying for the African chairmanship uh, position, he came out in the media and gave out some good points, the reason that he was failing, that Raila would not win that seat. you know, I, with having this in him, um, what now should the united opposition also expect from him, or is just going to be like just only a figure?
I think what at this point in time, what the opposition really want uh,
Mm,
from Kitui is knowledge of Kenyan politics.
yeah.
That is more important than the regional. uh, the regional offices that he has held before. So his
Mhm.
knowledge in Kenyan politics is what will play along. And again, there is the rush for the Western Alliance, the rush for
Yeah.
the Western Alliance. So
Mhm.
Mukisa Kitui is at a central position,
Yeah.
being somebody who is articulate in and very very vocal. He is able to cut across uh, the communities, the different dialects in Western, and bring them to the opposition, so that
Mm.
before Ruto's government and Raila Odinga capture that voting bloc. You know, Western is very very divided, and it could be the decisive vote that every other politician is scrambling for. So
Mhm.
if Gachagua and his team, the opposition, get
Yeah.
Western Bloc, then definitely they are home and dry. Uh,
Mhm.
by saa kumi na mbili watakuwa wametangazwa washindi.
Okay, okay, thank you. When you look at Mukisa Kitui with international network, talk of external and internal influence, maybe talk of resource mobilization, he might mobilize some of his friends from abroad, political experience, the good communication which he has, and he is also very good. He's a diplomat, and somebody who understands our political terrain. And now you see that all that portfolio, and now Malala come and say that no, he's rejecting his appointment. What could be the
I,
reason
I,
for
I,
Malala?
I feel it's just politics.
Hmm.
I think Malala rushed too fast to
Yeah.
he rushed very very quickly to speak.
Hmm.
He should have
Hmm.
waited for his boss to say something about it,
Actually,
unless
the
they were
boss,
not
the
involved.
boss
Yeah.
tweeted.
Hmm?
The boss tweeted when he appointed him.
Yeah. So Malala definitely maybe the president misquoted him, but
Mm.
I think they need to have a proper communication channel that this is what we have decided as the opposition, and he ought to have been there. If he was not consulted and
Mhm.
he met these things on the streets or in the media space, then that's a
Mhm.
different story.
So there's something that also Father Danny is raising here. There's this issue of Bukusu and the Bukusu issue and Bukusu issue, but with that also, when you look at now, when now you're building a secretariat, there are people who might not be very relevant because like you want to make sure that the information that is coming to, especially the ones that come to the press, forget about the ones that are being done on the campaigns. The one for the press should be one those that are appealing. You're talking about now the real issues.
You,
And
you, you know, Ben, this is
mm,
something that people you are overlooking,
mhm,
and the angle you are taking is
mhm,
that uh, you feel that Mukisa Kitui is how can I put it? Oh, what I'm saying is that Mukisa Kitui coming
mhm.
into the game,
Yeah,
and people at home mark this because this is something that is very very important
yeah,
from my political diary.
mhm.
This is the reason why Mukisa Kitui is coming, which Brother Ben you are not getting,
Okay,
and many other people will not get it right. It
mhm,
is communication, yes, it's just part of it. Is network? No, it's not part of it. The reason why Mukisa Kitui is coming into the game is one, the Luya vote. Remember, William Ruto has not decided who is going to be his running mate in 2027.
Mhm.
That has not been decided. I can tell you for free that William Ruto is contemplating having somebody from Western region as a possible running mate.
Mm.
So how does the Mukisa Kitui jinx come in? Mukisa Kitui is going to ensure that
Mhm.
William Ruto does not get this vote, this voting block.
Yeah.
If William Ruto manages to capture, you mentioned the Bukusu vote.
Mhm.
Bukusu are people like Wetangula. If Wetangula has got a political party that he
Yes.
controls, and he
Mhm.
controls votes in Bungoma area, and is
Yeah.
Bukusu.
Mhm.
You see where Kitui is coming in.
Yeah.
Wetangula is Bukusu, Kitui is Bukusu. Who has got more political influence? As at now, uh, the popular vote will go
Mhm.
to uh, Wetangula because he
Yeah.
has got representation in parliament and he
Yeah.
has got people. Now,
Okay.
the opposition vote, which could be the minority, but the majority,
Mhm.
will go to anybody who is aligned to Kitui, Netembeas, and that group that
Okay.
is opposing the regime in Western Kenya. Is opposing Mudavadi and is opposing Wetangula. So that is the reason why there is a scramble for the
Mhm.
Western vote. You saw Mudavadi the other day saying that, if you want to ask for votes in Western, there are people that must be asked, lazima waulizwe kwa sababu they have been in this game for a while. These are the Mudavadis and the Wetangulas. You have to ask them, and the Oparanyans of Western.
Mhm.
That is where the politics is. And in the next few months, we will come back to this channel and we will talk about why is Ruto investing so much in Western Kenya.
No, you cannot. Ruto is not investing in Western. If you look at the trips that Ruto has made in Nyanza and Western, that is
The
Nyanza.
Nyanza, let me tell you, Nyanza Ruto is done with. There is nothing else he's going to offer the people of Nyanza. If they want, and the latest is the commissioner that he has given them. If they want anything more, they will not be offered anything. Sai Ruto's focus is on areas that he has not worked on, and that is
Okay,
Western region. Yeah.
all right, all right. Think we will be looking for what will be unfolding, especially with but now we have to talk about Malala again, because like Malala is one of those that are very energetic and they know what they want. Remember how Malala, it is being rumored or is being said that Malala is the person who initiated or the person who made Mudavadi to support President William Ruto, you know. Yeah, and now we are also seeing, okay, now is now coming out and saying that Mukisa Kitui is not. So people tend to say that, okay, or he's holding in brief for somebody and create chaos and leave.
Yeah, that's been a rumor like that Malala is working for UDA. Uh,
Hmm.
that could be a rumor just floated out there to spoil his name. But
Hmm.
I feel that Malala going all the way to create a poem up to the school level to criticize
Mm.
the government, that was a good sign. And him being kicked out as the Secretary General of UDA, that
Mm.
showed you that they were done with him. Now,
Mm.
uh, what is his influence in Western politics?
Mm.
Malala has risen from grassroots politics, and he's a teacher by, I think, by profession. So he has risen from in grassroots politics to a place where he can influence decision among the people in Western and
mhm.
the voting bloc of Western region.
Yeah.
Remember, Malala was in UDA and they won the presidency with William Ruto. That is a fact. So that cannot be wished away just like that.
Mhm.
So he is somebody that is very very influential when it comes to mobilization
Yeah.
in Western region. But
Mhm.
again, if they work if they work well with Mukisa Kitui, then I can tell you that that is a very good combination
Yeah.
of people who are bringing. One is bringing in experience and exposure in terms of international relationship, and
Yeah.
uh, and is local know-how of Kenyan political terrain.
Okay, thank you so much. And there's so much that can be said about Malala going all the way from the house that was constructed by the president, how even like recently, how he behaved or misbehaved at the funeral in Malava. Actually, like today, I was there. Was it yesterday that I was reading like the DPK candidate or DPK campaign in Malava did not go well. There was some political violence that were experienced, but I'm yet to confirm. Now, before we wind up, because this is usually a recap, and I want to thank Father Danny for staying with us for this long time. A drama teacher is always full of drama, either good for bad. Asante sana Father Danny for keeping us company and also engaging us in the comment section. Now, you are coming from Homa Bay, and especially when we narrow down to Kasipul, where Ongondo Were was an MP, and people have been advising Philip Aroko Good Life that don't waste your time because the favors are not on your side. And somebody like the money bag, Bema Bior, who has decided to come, he has come to campaign on an independent ticket, you know. And today, when they were doing the fundraising, you saw the Boyd Were, especially Farouk Kibet, called him, and there was that support that came from sitting members of parliament, especially on the podium, and they danced and like it was like a campaign mode for him. That was a moment for him. Um, do you feel that election, especially by election, or if they're going to have like nomination for the party that is going to be free and fair, or Philip Goodlife should just come as an independent candidate?
You know, Raila Odinga has got a cultish following,
Yeah,
and you know when somebody is in a cult,
yeah,
it's very very difficult to move them away from that cult.
mm,
What they look for in their leader
yeah,
is hope
mhm,
that maybe this time round there'll be free and fair nominations within the party.
mhm,
Now, Aroko, Aroko Good Life, as much as he wants to be the MP for Kasipul,
mhm,
and this is somebody who was giving the late Ongondowere a run for his money. He used to come number two,
mhm,
and personally, I feel that is waiting for the nod or is waiting for an opportunity or hope that ODM party will have free and fair nomination. Now,
mm,
he has been given that hope
mhm,
that this time round we will give you a free and fair nomination. But he's forgetting. That's why I say in a cult you don't see so many things.
Mhm,
He's not seeing that these are the same people who are accusing him the other day of murdering Ongondowere, which he was exonerated from.
mhm,
These are the same people who have gone as far as endorse the chairperson for ODM has gone to the farthest to endorse Boyd Were. And immediately after the father was buried, they were already the next day they were on a campaign trail with
no, no,
Madam Gladys One.
let me tell you, it was not immediately. Remember when the body was being transported home of the father?
Mm,
I don't know. It was they had a stopover to Yugis. I don't know whether it was
yes.
one of the along the way, and he was given the microphone to speak. And from what he spoke, it did not show that he was in the mourning period. He was being prepared for what was coming. And even during the burial, including the Baba who said that the king must be dead, the Baba and every member of parliament who was there, who was given the podium to speak, they echoed that Boyd Were should be brought into parliament. Remember a young lady who said that if you bring him to parliament, then I will marry her. I will marry him. Remember. So as you talk about Philip Aroko, and talking about even the chairperson of the Homa Bay County, that is Her Excellency Gladys Wanga. They've all thrown their weight behind Boyd Were. I feel that he might not get the ticket.
Not that you feel, it is obvious that he might not, he will not get the ticket. He knows he will not get. And that's why I brought the cultish following. You know, when
Mm,
you are in a cult, mm,
mm,
I believe that each and every day when he wakes up, he dreams that he has been given the ticket.
mm,
He's dreaming that he's got the ticket. He's dreaming that Boyd Were was not given the ticket. And let me tell you, ODM has got a way of telling its members, this is our house, and elections are coming in 2020. That's what they've started saying. Elections are coming in 2027. You wait for 2027. We will give you the ticket. You'll have a free and fair nomination. For now,
mm.
let this young boy finish the term for his father. That's what
His
they're
father.
saying.
Yeah.
Yes, let this see. That is what they are saying right now. So,
And
and Kaluma was there campaigning, and he says that me, I don't know who ODM is going to be give the ticket, but if it was my wish as Kaluma, I wish ODM can give Boyd Were the ticket, and me and the
mm,
party will
mm,
support Boyd Were. You all know where my loyalty lies. So this kind of talks tells you where
mm.
the party is moving.
Oh, Joseph is coming in when we are almost closing. But
Yeah,
from all
yeah,
the
yeah. We are closing.
from all the indication are pointing at Boyd Were, because if you look at that podium where they were doing the fund drive for, whereby Mama Ada was around, and Aroko Good Life, I don't think whether he was among even people who are given to dance in the podium. That one tells you that the winds are not blowing on your side.
And you see, he still showed up.
Did Aroko Good Life showed up? No, I did
I
not see
don't know.
Aroko Good Life.
You are the one who was witnessing, who was
No,
watching that video.
because like my main my I was very keen. I wanted to see keen on how Boyd Were was going to be treated, and from all indication, what I saw, that one has given me true fact that Boyd Were will be the next MP. He will take over from his father. Hey, Mr. Joseph, how are you doing?
Hello, good morning. Sorry, I came late. I'm very sorry.
We are almost done here. I don't know. You slept?
Yeah, I hear you saying you're almost done. Sorry, yeah. I missed the show. I like the Saturday show morning. I missed
Yes,
it by 1 hour.
1 hour. Pole sana, lakini labda saa zingine majukumu, najua majukumu lipo. Maybe to just wind up with you. We've talked about Mukisa Kitui, and we were looking at the United Opposition on the kind of person that they've taken, are Polish politicians with a lot of experience, maybe international networks and international look, can assist with resource mobilization. Then we have somebody who is very good communicator, he can communicate. And if you look at believability, acceptability amongst Kenyans, people really accepted, and people were saying that the appointment that the United Opposition has done, they've made a very big pick. But now we hear with Malala, who tend to reject the Mukisa Kitui. What could be the reason, or what might be behind Malala rejecting that appointment, that everybody tend to believe was a very good pick?
I think Mukisa Kitui is a very good pick for the United Opposition.
Yeah, yeah,
But the problem is, Malala want to. Malala is somehow drumming up support for the Western region.
yeah.
So he has been trying to galvanize Western region. If you see how Malala has been doing his things, he's trying to galvanize Western region. He is like he wants to become the so-called the so-called spokesman of the Mulembe nation. If you
Mm,
have seen late the moves that he makes, Malala, the moves that he makes, it's for a person who wants to be a spokesman in a place. It's the same way I
mm,
see. It's just that it's not clear for Sakaja, but also Sakaja the same way it looks. He wants
mm,
to become like so-called spokesman. But vile not nani, it's called Sifuna. It's
mm.
just that the way Sifuna is still in Nairobi as a senator. But if he was to really change, he could. But now for Malala is in trouble because when Mukisa Kitui comes, it's just like a principal in the United Opposition, and Malala wants to remain a principal. That's why you saw Malala refused to become a secretary general, and he decided to become a deputy party leader. He said, "I'm not going to become a secretary general anymore. I want to become the second top in the party because becoming a secretary general, you can fire me anytime you want, but when I'm the second in command, I will rock the boat."
But now, if you look at the politics of Western Kenya, on even with their voting pattern, despite the numerical power that they have, it has never been so clear on them to put their basket, put their votes or their numerical in one basket. Because if you look at the voting trend, it's quite much different. When you look at how the Vihiga votes, how the Kakamega and Busia votes, those three, they vote quite much differently with how the Bungomas and the Trans Nzoia vote. How can you tend to feel that you can galvanize and say that, okay, I'm the spokesperson of the Mulembe nation, which has defeated majority of like good leaders that they've had?
Yeah, thank you for that. The problem is in Mulembe Nation there is now a difference which is coming in because Raila now is like he's now, I think he's now out of politics. The
Mhm,
way you look at things as they stand, he's still in politics, but he cannot go run again for president
mhm.
as things stands because he's supporting the government. So I think Mulembe, the portion
Yeah,
that Raila was eating a big portion in Western.
yeah.
So I think that one is the one which is up for grabs. The portion that Raila is leaving, that one is the one which is up for grabs. And you see, that's why you see people they are trying to fight for that. And Mudavadi and Wetangula know that. They
But
know that. Mudavadi and Wetangula have been taking a small portion. So I think they are trying their best to take this portion, the larger portion of Raila. Even if Raila was getting about 60 votes, 60% of the votes in Western,
Yeah.
almost 60% of the votes in Western. So 60% is not a small vote in a
Mm.
millennium nation. It's a very big vote. So I think that's why they are fighting for these votes, and that's why you see Malala is right. I think even Malala and Wamalwa, I think there's still an infighting between them. In the
Yeah.
same way, you see the infighting between this Boni Kalwale and Wetangula and Mudavadi.
Yes, and now when you talk about Western Voteland, like when you go to Busia, you have people, the Angoromo and the Angoromo Teso, there's Angoromo Kamuriai, and when you come to Samia, you get the Samia. Then around Port Victoria, where Babu Namwamba is, you will get the Luos, and it's a mix, it's a cocktail of everyone, and it is not very easy for a leader to come and to say that, okay, oh, I'm the spokesperson. Then when you come to Vihiga too, we have the Maragoli, then we have the Bunyore, that 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 makes when then you come to Kakamega, we have the Shuka and the Sherere and all that, so to put them in one box, it's kind of like quite much difficult, and that one has been their weakest point, and that's why you say that Raila has been getting majority of their votes, because Raila has been getting Vihiga, Kakamega, and Busia, three. That's has always been on Raila shoulder.
Yes,
So
and remember also Boni Kalwale is fighting for another piece.
yeah,
I think Luya Nation is up for grabs
yep.
because everybody is fighting for his peace there. You
Mm.
even the so-called is called Atuoli, they call to chairman. So every
Atwoli will always go with with Raila, and
yeah,
um,
but now the problem is the
mhm,
problem is the way Luya people are seeing like Nani is being mistreated.
who,
It's called Sifuna.
mm,
That is the problem now. If they see like Sifuna has been mistreated, it will be a very steep slope for the person who will be supported by our prime minister, former right honorable prime minister. It will be a
mm,
problem for the person because they see like Sifuna is been. The problem is if Sifuna try to run for the senatorial seat on independent.
mhm.
Next, the perceptions in the Kenyan politics, they'll say that I'm a Fukuzo.
Yeah, and will that one work for him in Nairobi?
For Sifuna,
Hmm.
uh,
Because like
uh,
I think the constituency that might vote for Sifuna widely are the younger generation. That one I don't have that one Sifuna might not have a problem with, but there are this
maybe he
other.
tries to play. Maybe he tries to play the political card in the
Mm,
young generation. If he tries to play that, I think he
mm,
can make it
mm,
because I'm very sure kule baba atakuwa ana support
mm.
his people are going to support that candidate.
The candidate,
So
yes.
the problem is
Mm,
if the united opposition are not going to shield a candidate.
mhm,
If united opposition will not shield a candidate, but it's very unlikely that united opposition will not shield a candidate in Nairobi. I see they
mm.
want to shield Gakuya. Gakuya.
Yeah.
So for the senator, I don't know who they are going to field in
Mhm,
2027. But
mm.
the person, because me, I know Raila and Ruto, they love Wanjiru so much. So I see
Yeah.
them going for Wanjiru Sanitarium.
Mhm.
Wanapenda
Magnet,
yule Bishop Wanjiru sana. But if
uh,
Bishop Wanjiru goes together head to head with Sifuna, Sifuna will be here in the morning.
I, I can rem I can remember when the church, I don't know what was happening during the church. Then he had to pray, and I think she was appointed. I don't know whether did she reject the appointment or she took it.
She rejected it.
Oh, she did not.
Yes,
Ah,
she said she does not want the appointment. She rejected it. Then I don't know. Maybe she was given another offer. You know, they are always given another offer. They like to show up at wamekata, and then wanamishiwa offer chini ya maji, then they agree.
Then even
I, are you saying that Wanjiru can beat Sifuna?
No,
I don't think so.
I'm saying Wanjiru versus Sifuna will flow her in the morning.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Sifuna has got very high chances, but I'm also seeing a situation whereby he can run for governor.
No, I don't think Sifuna can go for
I
governor.
don't think Sifuna will
No,
run for governor. Also,
no.
the way he has talked, I don't. But the problem is, by the way, I think Sifuna will run alone. In that race, I don't think anybody will come to compete with him.
You know what?
They will be, but not a strong candidate.
All right,
Just
Babu Owino will be running for governor. What is your take?
um, you know, one thing that Babu Owino, Babu Owino, he's got a chance because like Babu Owino has decided to build his own fanatical base, you know, and what now is the problem is how will he navigate the influence of Raila Amolo Odinga, especially with these people, because the propaganda that will be on him will be so much that I don't know. Because remember, even right now, majority of people that are from the Luo nation, majority of them are telling you, okay, young man, you are going too fast, you should slow down. And you remember when Jalango had an interview with, he was in Ramogi, he was telling Babu to reconsider and come back to the party. But my question is that with him, he 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 went over the party, and actually they were the first people to work with President William Ruto. And there was a time, I don't know, where he was stopped from even accessing where Baba was. Remember when he was it in Langata, or where was it?
Mhm.
Babu Owino?
No,
Babu Owino
Jalango.
worked with William. Oh, I was thinking you're saying Babu Owino hates. I think he hates Ruto. Babu Owino, I think they cannot come together with Ruto. But
But
Jalango,
Jalango was a vice PM.
Jalango for him, Jalango maybe be supported by the party, but Jalango pia chances zake za kurudi Lang'ata, they are very slim.
You know the reason why Jalango plays two cards, yeah, because Jalango is a good friend to president. At the same time, Jalango is a good friend to Baba.
Yeah,
And
but,
and
but
and, and the reason why I'm saying so, remember when Jalango won, the way even how they interacted with Nick, the Nick was it called Nick, right?
Nick, which Nick?
Nixon.
Nixon.
Yeah, who was
Now,
the
Korir.
Langata Nixon Korir.
Nixon Koril. Oh, sorry, you have called him Nixon. Nikashindo, who is Nixon?
Yeah,
Nixon Koril. I remember him. I remember the guy.
yeah. He was very happy for Jalango, because and Jalango also was, because like they've been buddies for quite some time. Because for sure, Jalango is a good friend to president, and the same time, Jalango is a good friend to Baba. So these are the way Jalango is navigating his politics. He knows how he does it.
Yeah, but I wanted to answer about Babuino.
Mm,
Brother Mzalendo was asked about Babuino.
mhm.
Babuino, if he goes in that trajectory, I'm saying I'm seeing a Babuino if the united opposition are not going to feed the candidate. The problem that comes in Nairobi is split of the vote.
Yeah,
Like you look in 2013, what made Kidero to become the governor is a split of the vote, because this guy is called Waitito. Was it
yeah,
Waitito? They started fighting with Jim Nambaru. You remember? They
yeah.
started fighting with and Jim Nambaru truly ate some of the votes for Waitito. And Kidero, I think Kidero alipita katikati yao, and they did not see. Because
But
even the votes, if you look at the votes that I think we can look back at the election in. I'll check as we are continuing the conversation. I think it was a close call. Ilikuwa ati rahisi hivyo for the governorship in 2013. Then
but
we cross over. We come to 2027.
Mm.
2017, I mean 2017. 2017, Sonko was running against Kidero was
Kidero.
there. He
Yeah.
was running against Kidero and he was running against Miguna. I think those people, Sonko had a really easy time to nini because unajua Kidero, the problem was Kidero alireboliwa as he had defected from ODM and he has started working with the government. So I think Kidero, the support sana ilikuwa I think Raila in 2017 hakufanya campaign mingi sana ya governorship in because Kidero still went for an ODM ticket, no? He went with the ODM ticket or who went with the ODM? Yeah, I think it's Kidero.
He went with
Yeah,
ODM ticket.
I think vile Kidero alikuwa amefanya baba, I think madharau baba na yeye alisema atamfanyia campaign and Kidero fell. He did not do for him campaign 2017 vizuri. But 2013, I remember 2013 Kidero campaign was on high heels because I remember them coming to satellite in an area satellite. Sijui kama unajua Riruta satellite.
I know
He
Riruta.
was campaigning for him so much, I remember. Kidero alicampaigniwa 2013 sana, and the problem is also Waitito hawakukampainia Waitito sana. You remember? Kulikuwa na taswishes like Uhuru wanted Jim Nambaru governorship. Uhuru did not want a Waitito governorship.
Yeah.
So he wanted a Jim Nambaru. So I think the problem will come as right now Baba is supporting Sakaja with Ruto.
Yeah.
The problem is people are angry. People are very angry.
But
I think there is going to be a vote. You know the problem will be what? Baba na support Sakaja, and then this other side we have Babu Owino. You know why we talk about tribes because we are going to vote as a tribe of Brother Benson in the elections. So I think the Luo community will have to take the two and look at who they are going to support. And I think the Luo votes might split this time in Nairobi.
Yeah, especially if the broad-based government decide to settle with Sakaja, and Babu Owino might come, maybe if he is out of ODM and maybe go with the Wiper, and then come under the united opposition. But you know the biggest challenge is
but
going
me,
to be.
I want Babu. You know the good plan for Babu to do. Asiende na chama, he go independent.
No, you know what
if he goes
happening?
Independent, I think it could be well for him.
No, it will be well for him. But now, what will happen? You know, on how now politics plays is this, especially when you look at Nairobi and even you look at the history of how many governors we've had and how many, you know, the impeachment and the cases that have happened, and what we've seen. The only challenge that Babu will have, if in case he wins as an independent candidate, is the challenge of member of county assembly, because with the political transaction, they can bring in any impeachment motion anytime they feel like. So that will be something that will be of a bigger challenge to him. And that is something that we have to look at.
You know, brother Benson, the problem is what do we call this? Suthia's thing. Help me, Kizungu ni ilikuja na meli. There is Suthia's thing that was there when people were campaigning for Raila in 2022.
Yeah.
Definitely will not be there, brother Benson, at this time. You know, watu wanatokeaga juu ya baba. I think it will be. So I'm seeing a place where even the MCAs, most of them will run. This time, I don't know why I'm seeing so many independent candidates.
And
I don't know why I'm seeing so many of them. And because there was somebody who said that there is a person who said that Ruto is funding independent candidates. There's a person who said that, and I can believe what he's saying. He has known that when you go to, like, for example, in Mount Kenya, he knows in Mount Kenya clearly, when you go and fill people with UDA, it's going to fail. And also, so many people in the areas with UDA, I think the places where it will be voted more it is in the Rift Valley region. But if you go to these other areas, it has problems, brother. People are associated. Kwanza ukiona hiyo wheelbarrow watu wanapotoroka. So I think the problem will be he'll field independent candidates, and the problem will come as wana MPs watasimama na UDA. Ruto will be playing behind their back.
I don't think they might. The UDA, because like I listened to Omondi Karoli, and Karoli spoke of something that there is a reunion a reunion might be coming, especially between the ODM and UDA. As much as they might come up with a political name to do away with UDA, because that's how it has always happened. You bring in new outfit with the same people, and people think that okay, this is a new outfit, and that this is where we need to be. You know, remember when
Maybe they might bring a new outfit under ODM and UDA,
yeah,
and then they call it another. But or UDA imezwe na ODM.
remember when Mudavadi folded his party. Do you know the party they came up with? You know,
Which
and
year? 2013 or?
it's 2014, 2022 here. Amani was folded
Oh,
here in
yeah.
2020. And if the Lamu guy was going to be the deputy. And remember when it was being folded, uh, Hassan Omar did not have a position in that new formation. Um, the chair lady, she's called
Hassan was in Amani. I think Hassan was in
Hassan was
UDA.
in UDA, but
Yeah.
when UDA and Amani folded, now it was not, it was something national something. So the party leader was the president, and the deputy party leader was, I think it was the guy from Lamu, or the governor from Lamu was the secretary general.
Oh,
And
the Amani Congress. The Amani Congress. The Mudavadi was the party leader.
yeah,
I think
and
it was from the coast. I think I
yeah,
remember it was from the coast.
yeah, it was from the coast. And now, as we speak right now, Mudavadi does not have, is a member of UDA, and he doesn't have any political party to bargain with. And that's why, like, even when he was in Malava, he wanted to appoint somebody. You cannot, because you cannot control. So what will happen, because maybe the UDA will not have a very good name due to the fact that the challenges they have in the administration, they will come up with a new outfit, and that will be the outfit to take them to the general election, which the public will buy.
Yeah, I think also Nani was very clever. Wetangula.
Yeah.
Wetangula is very cheeky. He said, "I'm not going to sell my party. My party will say," because he sees a place where,
Mm.
and what you are saying is true. They are going to come up with a coalition.
Yeah.
But the problem is, it's going to have a fallout. The coalition
What?
must have a fallout, because if you look at Wetangula,
Uh,
Wetangula will be disadvantaged in that coalition, because he be told is a must to ulete kitu.
but,
And the
but
problem is, when he's told ulete kitu, he does not have a party. And you see in Western Raila Odinga has been taking majority of the vote. So watamwambia wewe.
what will happen is this. You talking about Wetangula. Actually, Wetangula is the leader of that party. Is surviving running it on a court order. There was a time, it's called Eseli, and who was fighting him on that leadership for the Kenya. He
Yeah,
had to
with
go
the
to
other
the
guys,
court.
is Safula or he was who?
No,
Safula?
it's not Savula.
No,
No, it's somebody.
Wamunyinyi. Wamunyinyi.
Wamunyinyi,
And
Wamunyinyi,
Wamunyinyi left and he went to DAP.
yeah, Wamunyinyi and the Eseli.
Yeah.
They were fighting him there on the leadership of, and he's on a court order that give him reprieve. So which means kwile koti itaamua ataenda. But
Lakini
when you
brother
look,
Benson, kutakuwa na fallout. Don't you see the fallout?
no, the fallout will
Because
be, but look at where the fallout is going to be. Look at it this way. When you look at the people who are in the villages, in the rural areas, especially of ODM and UDA, especially in their regional bases, their stronghold, those people, they do not have a problem. The fallout is here in Nairobi. That's where the fallout will be. Like when you look somebody like Mudavadi will not have grounds um for negotiating, because he doesn't have a political party, or he might go to that one that Barack Muluka has just formed the other day. You know, there's
Mm.
a party that is headed by Barack Muluka is a member there. They can call him and tell him, you become the party leader, so you lead us the way, so you negotiate for us, you know. But when you go back in the village, like my village, there is no way in which you are going to convince a old woman that um, Raila working with President William Ruto is bad. They will tell you we are seeing development, you know. So it's not going to be very
I,
easy.
I was saying maybe the fallout is also like the areas where, like, even Ruto got some votes in Western. He got some
Yeah.
votes.
Mhm.
So I'm talking about areas like Western, and areas like the coast. Like Pa. So you see Pa, this guy called
Amason
King.
King. Uh-huh.
So I think there will be small fallouts that can hurt the coalition between UDL, ODM, and more so even in Mount Kenya. Who will they field?
No,
Because just look at them. If they say they are going to have a negotiated coalition between ODA and UDA and ODM, so it means even in Mount Kenya they need to agree on the candidate they are going to field, and more so they are going to ask Kithure Kindiki to do it for them, or Kimani Ichung'wah, because they cannot come and do it themselves. They are going to come and tell them to fill for them candidates.
so
So that's why I'm saying maybe Ruto will use the back door to campaign for independent candidates.
this is whether he does with the independent candidate, but when you're looking at Mount Kenya is I think like is a place whereby even though President William Ruto is trying so much to woo the Mount Kenya, but he knows that he has lost it. And what will happen is this, because like when you look at our politics, the number speaks. Those who have bigger numbers, sometimes they end up getting good positions. But as we speak
Mm.
today, the Mount Kenya are not with the president. Kimani Ichung'wah and the deputy president, they will try.
Mm.
But as it stands today, they do not have the majority of the votes there. So what will happen is that just in case that they want us people to unite, one of the things that they are going to push for, they are going to push for amendment of the constitution and bring in the NADCO. And the NADCO provide those positions because the Kenyan politics is not about positions, you know. So when they push it and the NADCO reform might maybe if it passes, one, remember as now you are talking about government, they will say that you have the prime minister. We will give you the prime minister, yeah. We will give you the two deputy prime minister. We will give you the speaker of National Assembly and the speaker of the Senate. That's how many positions, almost like six positions have been created. And when this position has been created, now you will be dishing them based on the numerical number of those who are in your coalition to make sure that you bring them. So before
Mm.
they think of that, they will push for that NADCO report to go to create those positions to accommodate
The
them to get
positions.
those votes. Yeah, the positions. And the positions are what Kenya, if you look at very keenly, Kenyans do not look at service delivery. Kenyans do not look at service delivery. Yeah. Tell me
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
thing
Yeah,
that they
when
look
it
at.
comes to election, they don't look.
They
When it
don't
comes
look.
to election, some of them go through the
Yeah.
the tribal lines.
Yeah. And that's why what happens, even if you look at the election of 2020, the election of 2022, have you ever seen a country where the ministerial posts are being given even before you win an election?
That one even was new to me, but I
Yeah.
think they had did it before in 2007. Yeah, I think they had done it when there was the Kibaki and the Raila. I think even Kibaki's tried to do that again.
No,
But I've never seen a country where you first give your
the, the
you
one
give
for
minister.
the one for Kibaki and Raila came much later, and to the extent whereby they are even the Kalonzo was given the prime minister or senior cabinet secretary that Mudavadi has, something that is not in the constitution, and they still accepted it.
My issue, even Brother Benson, do you know these politicians? They have been there. Now, if you talk about Kalonzo being given the prime minister, which year was that?
No,
That was 2007.
yeah, and
And
2007,
now 2027, it will be 20 years. Imagine, these guys have been in politics for 20 years. They don't give space to young people. That
they
is the
cannot.
bond I have with them, because now when with the young people tunaambiagwa ati vijana ndio viongozi wa kesho. Wamekuwa wa kesho mpaka brother wanakufaga wakiambiagwa tu ni wa kesho.
Okay.
So
Na
I think I
unajua
think there will be kutakuwa na tofauti in this election. The
let's
way we
hope.
are saying maybe people will not vote for ideas. I
Mm.
think this one has pushed people to the corner, Brother Benson. The way they have been treated by this government, I think they have pushed people to the corner. And people are now going to go and hear what you. I think this is the first time you are going to have an election where people are listening to your manifesto.
Let's hope.
Hizo zingine we were always listening, ukileta manifesto yako tu inakuwa ni kama they do the party, and I think this time they are going to be listening to what you are going to be saying, because you know Ruto told aliambilia watu vitu mingi sana in the campaign trail.
And Ruto was very smart. He knew what he wanted, because like I usually say this, when you look at how Ruto campaigned in 2027, apart from having all that, but President William Ruto created another tribe that was not existing.
Yeah,
He created a hustlers tribe. This was a tribe that was not, and he said that this hustler tribe, it include mama mboga, it include watu wa boda boda, it include everybody who is doing small business, who are not thriving, or people who are living below the poverty line, or provided that you are poor, come out of, you are poor, yes, but the people who have made you to be poor are these politicians. So let's come and make what we call an hustler. And this hustler tribe is what he drove on and gave him the office.
and he won because if you look at the voicing of the message, the voicing of the message was very strict. It was saying that tumekuwa na bwanyenye na sisi ni mahasla, so we want to remove these rich people, they call the dynasty, and I think that is what Gachagua is doing to Ruto. You heard him saying about the payslip. You remember the payslip? And that one will be a battle. It will be a battle between Ruto and the payslip earners. Because you know the payslip, they have votes. The payslip is because they don't go and wake up to vote, but they have votes. If you look at, I was seeing the payslip holders, they are about 3 million.
Yeah.
So I think that one will be also a bond between him and the president. And he's trying to, you know, Gachagua is a teacher, is a student. He always takes lands. The thing the thing that fascinates me with Gachagua, he always tends to learn. And I think he learned from Ruto, and is replicating, is reciprocating the same.
Gachagua did not learn from Ruto. Gachagua learned the politics by he worked with Moi. Then after that, he was President Uhuru personal assistant.
No, I'm saying about this kupigana na the president in power.
Yeah, so that is what he learned, and from there he learned from you know, because like he's a student of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, you know, he learned from him, and being assistant, and how Uhuru during Moi time, how he was campaigning, he might have learned from there. Then from the working with President William Ruto, there's something that he learned, you know, on how it is being done. And you know, Gachagua is very good on few things that so many politicians do not have. One, be very careful with somebody who, when he's talking, he has written something down. I'm seeing that with Gachagua and Natembeya. Just watch them very keenly. Sometimes when they talk, they have a small paper whereby they've written what they are going to speak about. So which means they are well prepared. They know what they want to speak. That is one. Secondly, Gachagua knows the messaging and where to hit. You know, you cannot compare Matiang'i with Gachagua. Gachagua
Even
know,
Kalonzo.
And
Even
Kalonzo,
Kalonzo.
I know where to hit. And where to hit is that he has understood what do people want to hear about President William Ruto. You know, Baba used to go back and forth with President William Ruto, but it did not captures people attention on how really Rigathi Gachagua does it, you know. And also with the new technology that has come, is pushing it even more harder. You go to these TikTokers, you find that something that Rigathi Gachagua has said, you will find somebody has compiled around 20 people who have reacted to it, and it's a video. Go to the YouTube. That guy almost like around 10 to around 20,000 views on that. Zimetengenezwa snippet tudogo 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 tudogo. So
And also to add on what you're saying, I think Gachagua, the team that he works with is very clever. I think kuna mtu waga anafanya kazi na yeye advises him. Because you remember when we had the debate between Martha Karua and Gachagua. We
and
thought that Gachagua atagongo 10-0. Brother, that debate, Martha Karua was beaten hands down. I
do you
remember
know
that debate. Tulikuwa tunakataa tunasema hapana Martha Karua, but that debate Gachagua flawed. And I
this
think in a debate you cannot flaw Gachagua. I think the team that he has,
no
the team
the
that
reason
Gachagua has is
the people who messed Martha Karua was they took you through training that this is what we are going to tell, like they want you to be presidential, and that is what Gachagua did not want to be. Yeah, and he
but
came.
even the politics, brother Benson, this guy he's saying things that nobody has ever said. You know, that's why we say he's a very different person. And that's why people even say he's good in opposition. He
Yeah,
says things that people are not able to say. You cannot find even Raila, as he has been the opposition leader. I've never seen him wake up and say
yeah.
bomas imeuzwa
Mm,
na najua imeuziwa nani.
mm,
You hear him talking about, you know, even if, that time of Raila ungesikia akisema there is corruption, too much corruption rampant
mm.
in the ministry of what. But this guy comes and says that this guy met with Al Shabaab.
And
Alipatana
then,
na and
now that one makes him build that the relationship between his and his audience, and that's why, like, I'm telling you, there's one thing that is happening that you people might not agree. You know, as much as you might call him tribal, he has accepted that he's tribal,
yeah.
and he doesn't apologize about that. And he said that if talking to my people will me be a tribal, and there are those who also people who are coming from the region where he's coming from and listen, say that okay, this guy is advancing our needs like any other person. What do you want to tell me if Oparanya say that I want this one to go to the Western Kenya? You come to the Luo land will say that we need this one to come to, because you are advocating for your people. So
Mm.
where do we draw the lines between him and other people who are advocating for their region?
The problem will be, you see this tribal card has started very early. You know, when you start the tribal card very early, it gets tired.
Mhm.
Tribal card inataka kuweko
Saa
the
zile
last 6 months. So
mm,
they started it very early. Ikifika at that time hata itakuwa imezoewa. And I think that is what Gachagua wanted it to be close, to be. And then the problem is, he articulates it very well. When you hear, me, I can never support him for a president. That is one thing I cannot do. But the way he articulates his decisions, like that one for when he told his tribe, or you hear him saying hata kulikuwa na shares ambazo Mudavadi alipewa na Wetangula, and when we come and check and we see they had the 30% in their
mm,
agreement na the documents, you know one
yeah,
thing Gachagua has done, he removes for you na nakupea evidence. I
yeah,
saw even that agreement that they had with the Wetangula and Mudavadi.
Mudavadi,
So
yes. So
the problem is, you can try to say this guy is tribal, is okay, but what will you do when it comes to campaign time? You will go
yep,
to your people and you start talking in your language. Do you think Ruto will campaign in Rift Valley in Kiswahili?
no, he will
He'll be,
not.
he'll be talking in Nandi. Atakuwa akiongelesha in Nandi. When
Yeah,
his people go maybe in maybe if Raila is going to be supporting him, he'll go to the Luo land and talk in the Luo. When
yeah,
his people like Mudavadi go to Western, but I'm not seeing Mudavadi being in Ruto team. Sioni.
No,
It will be very difficult for him.
no.
I see a part where Mudavadi is leaving and Wetangula is leaving. And I think pia Wetangula na Mudavadi they talk chini ya maji. And I think that's why Mudavadi told him usiachilie chama inaitwa Ford. Wacha mimi nijifanye nafunga yangu.
Unajua Wetangula has been in politics for long and knows what having a political party mean, especially in Kenya. But to me, in 2027, and even somebody who's going to be president should be very much careful, because the impeachment that took place has lowered the bar, especially in executive and in the office of the president.
I think the thing that will be dangerous in the country is you becoming a president without members of parliament.
And that's what I'm saying. Okay, because like sometimes you might find, for instance, President William Ruto might win the presidency, yeah, but he might win the presidency with few members of parliament.
Yeah, and the members who are majority cannot be bought. That is the problem.
Yeah.
If you have members of parliament who cannot be bought, even if you give them, I know people are bought, but there is people who say no.
And that's where the problem is going to come from. So let's say that you have very less people that you've come within the parliament majority. You're not controlling the parliament, and you're not controlling the Senate. And somebody initiate impeachment motion for you or against you. You only need to bring about even 2 allegations, or not 2 is less. Bring only 6. You confirm 1, you remain impeached.
Yeah, and we have seen this in 2007. You saw 2007, Kibaki went without members of parliament.
Yeah,
it was brutal for him in parliament.
It was very brutal.
And but what happened? I think Kibaki was the kind of characters ananyamaza. Ananyamaza, anapotea. And then he was also Ridho. Unajua Kibaki was also Ridho. Angevuta mtu alikuwa anakuja kuwafuta usiku. So Kibaki was a very lethal person, but he was a very quiet person. I think that's why they were not able to handle him. But being a president like Ruto, without members of parliament, my brother, Ruto is that person who is fiery. He wants to speak, he wants to do, he wants to be seen, he wants to do what. Because since we started, which day have you not heard about a story about Ruto? Ni siku gani umesikia Ruto amepotea? Hakuna siku hii msikia amepotea kwa news. But there is a time even Uhuru left. There is a time even Uhuru hatukuwa tunamsikia, mpaka unauliza kwani wa mashati alienda wapi? Jaden, they were calling him Jaden that time. So I think it will be very tricky for William Ruto to have less members of parliament.
Not even William Ruto. And anybody who is going to be the president 2027, he has to consider getting very loyal foot soldiers, especially as many members of parliament and the senators.
Let me ask you, Brother Benson, how many members of parliament do you have in Nyanza region?
Let me see. Migori has how many members of parliament?
Because the math will come through there. If you look at the math is going to be played in there. I think mostly of the members of parliament, I think ODM has how many total members of parliament? They have around 80?
80, yeah. I think like around 80.
And the problem is most of the members of parliament will not stand with ODM in certain areas, like Kisii.
Yeah.
Kisii, I know many members of, I think they have 5.
Yeah.
Kisii has 5.
Yeah.
They have 5 and they have 1 senator. And the senator even, I know they are going to return that senator who is called Onyonka. I know Onyonka is not going with the ODM. And even it will be hard for Simba Arati to go with ODM when Matiang'i has been given the candidacy for... It will be brutal. And I know Nyamira also. Nyamira has how many?
Nyamira, we have Okongo Mogeni as the senator.
Okongo Mogeni even has jumped ship.
Yeah, Okongo Mogeni.
And we have the so-called, how many members of parliament? How many they have? Maybe 4 or 5?
Maybe 4 or 5.
So you see, those are 10. Then we go to Western region. Western region, I see a place where Akina Utsotsi are going to shift camp.
But let me tell you, Western region is kind of like quite complex because they are what we call the border towns or the border markets. When you come to like when you come, for example, when you come from Maseno, you are in Luanda, that is Vihiga. Yeah. So you come Maseno, you immediately you cross Maseno, you are in Luanda. Ukitoka Luanda unateremuka kidogo uko Yala. Those, yeah. So
it's
you
near.
have
The towns are very near.
the towns are very near. Then it's kind of like a community market whereby you will get the Luos coming, the Bunyores coming, and the what the Abaluyas and all that. So the challenge that is going to be there is maybe Raila might not get the percentage that he usually gets when he's on the ballot or when he's supporting, but he will still have influence in 3 counties of Western, that is Kakamega, Vihiga, and Busia.
Kakamega, I know, is going to gain the governor because you see the governor Tim Wanyonyi is going to Vihiga or Kakamega. He's going to Kakamega.
He's going to Bungoma.
Sorry, Bungoma. Sorry. He's going to Wetangula area. Is the brother of Wetangula? Is the brother?
But I don't think he can vie with ODM because if you look at Bungoma, especially in voting, Bungoma has always voted, has always stayed with Wetangula for long. And when you look at Trans Nzoia too has never been allied to Raila so much. So those 2 counties, their voting pattern is quite much different with Kakamega, Bungoma, and in Kakamega, Vihiga, and Busia. Now Busia is the one that is quite much even because like when you look at Busia County Assembly, they almost have everybody because it's like a cosmopolitan Busia.
What about coast, Mr. Benson? What about coast?
Coast, you cannot. Coast, I don't think Baba might get it the way he used to get it, because like even in the last general election, if you look at it, Ruto did well in coastal.
And I'm seeing also a certain place where the coastal region is going. They are also drumming up their support for themselves. I see the Kingi, he wants to become a kingpin hapo, and they are trying their best vile wataweza kushikilia the coastal region. I think for members of parliament, Brother Benson, members of parliament, I see itakuwa ngumu because I know Gachagua will get majority of the members of parliament from his backyard. He'll get, because they are always around how many, 50? I think he'll get around 45.
Let me tell you, this is something that is happening. Sorry. Right now, because like the ODM are working with UDM, the messaging is quite much different. We are working for peace, we are working for development, all that. And even the word, the tribal, you find like the bigger figures in those political parties, they don't want to talk about tribal, they're talking about unity. But let the election come. During election time, whereby now they want to vote their MPs, that's when you will see them going tribal.
Yeah, and you know the issue will come where, Brother Benson, tribal card can be played, but the issue is, what if Gen Z enter and they give their candidates?
And one thing with the Gen Z vote, maybe
Nairobi will be a problem, Brother Benson.
Nairobi
will be a problem. I'm telling you, the people I'm seeing going in and getting this, I see independent candidates in Nairobi. I don't know why.
What is happening is this: Gen Z, they have a very large constituency. But what will happen with the Gen Z vote, they will influence the outcome of election. They will influence. They can influence it positively or negatively. It will depend. And this one will happen, one, How will the political parties, one, involve them in the political process? That is one. Two, by involving them in the political process, what do they want? You know, are you ready to give them some leadership positions and make them make those decisions? Because even if you look at right now, look at even in the united opposition, who is the Gen Z that even like they is having that face of Gen Z in them when you come
That's
to
why,
the
that's,
united
that's why I'm
opposition?
telling you. You see all the sides. There is no.
There
All
is
the
no.
sides there is no. And I'm telling you, the Gen Z are going to field independent candidates, and
Yeah,
that is going to hurt.
even by the ODM taking who's his name, Casmoy. You know,
Yeah.
the reason why ODM took Casmoil is not that they knew that Casmoil was around. No, Casmoil was taken, one, because they saw him during the Gen Z protest. They saw him when he was going to those TV station and articulating issues, and they saw, oh, this is somebody who should be on our side, and that's why they went for him. Do you want to tell me that even before Casman, there were no ODM young members who were supporting ODM?
Casmel is that there's those players you hear they are signed alafu wanakaa kwa bench.
Yes. So,
But I think
mhm,
for you see for Nairobi, for the, like right now, if you see this the situation that is going in Kasipul,
mhm.
they have returned the son of Ogondowere. That one
that,
is going to take that seat.
that
Now the problem is
mhm.
you know the problem is people are watching. So
But
there's candidates who wanted to stand for that by election, and they have not been given the candidates. So they
no.
are starting to see ODM as somehow it's the tickets are given out.
Mm,
They don't go for nominations. I think most of
no.
them are certainly seeing like ODM is not democratic because some of them they are being given tickets. It's good to reward maybe Ogondowere, but they could have brought it to everybody so that they can see we go for the nomination
No.
so that they can be fair. But I
Remember,
don't know.
remember, when you look at, I don't know whether you've look at the history of ODM. There are areas where, or cases where, they do not reward the immediate family members with um, direct nomination ticket. When you look at the senator for Homa Bay, he was not a politician, but
Kajwang,
Kajwang was not a politician, but he was rewarded after the death of his brother.
of his father. His
No,
father,
brother.
Kajwang was not his son.
No, the the
He
the,
was the brother of. I remember that guy. I loved him. Pambano.
the Pambano,
Mm,
Pambano was the brother.
mm.
So then, who else?
Mtula
Udani was,
Kilonzo.
yeah, Mutula Kilonzo.
Yeah, they gave
Yeah,
Mutula Kilonzo, and then there is still another one. Even
yeah,
even in even in Coast,
yeah.
even in Coast.
But when you come to Migori, when the Migori lost their senator, they did not consider even one of his sons who is a journalist by profession. So what they're looking for is about interest and loyalty. You know,
Ah,
how loyal are you? Because there are those who you might give them the party ticket, then along the way they go against the party's wish. Mm.
but there's nobody, Brother Benson, who can be loyal. You know, so most when you want to achieve, like now, you know, right now, Babuino wants to achieve his goal ambition. Babuino is not that they are enemies with Raila. The problem is he want to achieve his goal, and he has seen he's not going to achieve his goal in ODM. So
So
he's going to be labeled. He's going to be labeled as a person who is fighting Raila. I know the campaign for Babu Wino will be a very difficult one.
yeah,
It
is
will be a
running
very
again.
difficult one. Atakuwa akiambiwa wewe ulitusi baba. It is
Okay.
going to be a very difficult journey for Babu Wino. It's not an easy one. And
It's not.
see atawina rahisi. The one I know who can win the easiest is Sifuna. But Babu Wino's race will be very difficult. If
and
Babu Owino will not be supported by the likes of Akina Jim Nambaro and the likes
no,
of Akina Kalonzo Musyoka,
mm,
his race will be very difficult.
and the Babu Owino winning will depend on who the broad-based government are going to front to be a candidate for governorship. If it
They
is
will front
Sakaja,
Sakaja. They like Sakaja so much.
so that one will be a plus for Babu Owino.
And I think you know why Sakaja entered so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Sakaja entered so easily because Sakaja was a person who was showing that I'm not in the type of politics you like to show tribalism, the tribe, the tribe card. That's
No,
why he has thrived so much in the politics. Even senatorial. You know, he became a senator because he was showing Mimi. You know that time 2017, when he became a senator. That time it was tribal. It was very tribal in Nairobi,
you
and
see,
they could have gone for a person. Jubilee could have gone for a person who was supporting the tribe where it was coming from. But I heard they always make coalition, and they say, I think that was the only time that. Who was the senator in 2013?
for Nairobi,
Yeah, it was
no,
Sonko. It was
yeah,
Sonko.
Sonko became a senator.
Yeah. I think 2022
Actually,
is the
actually,
only time we have Aluya affair. Is the only time we
actually,
have Aluya affair.
actually, Sonko I think Sonko is the first senators to with the new constitution is Sonko.
Yeah, and it has been Aluya Kamba affair, because if you look, the governor who became no, the first one was Luo Kamba affair. The second one became Aluya Kamba affair. It has never been a Kikuyu
Yes,
affair in that one. It has
yeah,
never.
yeah.
But when
So
you come to 2022, it became Aluya affair. So I think
yeah,
it is going to change again in 2027.
but
But
when you,
and in 2027 it must be we have seen a scenario of a Luo Kamba. Then you have seen a scenario of the governor was Sonko, and the senator was a Kamba Luya. Then we came to 2022. We saw Luya. We might go to a Luo Luya affair. 2027.
so when you look at Sakaja before we wind up, Sakaja has a very interesting political history, and that's why I feel like when he was cornered, he had to go to the political class to save him from impeachment, because he has always been this person who he entered into politics through the high profile politicians. Remember, he was with Kibaki, then from Kibaki Uhuru tapped him in, and he got very closer to the power, you know. So
Yeah.
he has been with that. So that is something that made him to come to politics, because he has been interacting with the high profile. Then secondly, something that has always been not very easy for people to even to say, nobody knows exactly what tribe is Sakaja.
Uh,
Nobody. Nobody
some say
knows.
it's a Luya, but some say it's a Kalenjin. That is what they
Somebody
say.
say that is a Kalenjin, because when he was running, there was that Kipande that came and say that the mother was brought in. People say that is a Luya. So Sakaja is one person that his identity in terms of tribe, nobody has ever answered. So that one was cutting across the board, because like you would not associate him with any other tribe. You will say he's a Luya, is a Kalenjin,
Mm.
So that one worked well for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
So
I know what I'm seeing is a Luo Luya, and I think you're going. I will bet my money on that. We'll come and see
okay.
in
Let's
2027. I think it will be a Luo Luya affair. I can bet my money on that. It will not
okay.
be It will not be a Kikuyu Luya affair, because I am definitely sure Raila and Ruto they'll press Wajiro. I'm telling you.
That one will be a pass to Sifuna.
For Senatorial, brother, I'm telling you, they are going to field in. Because tell me somebody who can fight with Sifuna.
Maybe there
Which
might be
politician?
somebody. You never know.
For now, who? Because you
Because
cannot bring somebody just Brother Benson. You cannot for the senatorial seat. You cannot just say we are going to wake up today and bring somebody who is going to become. You see, when you are fighting a strong candidate, you need to start fielding a candidate before.
yeah,
Like the
that
way
is.
you saw Akina. You know why Ishungwa was unimposed?
Mhm,
Because the candidate that was fielded in that Nini, he was fielded late. Then
mhm.
there's candidates even you don't field. Even if you field, they are not seen. Sasa enda kama Kiharu bwana. Kiharu unadhani utaenda field candidate kwa Didi Nyoro bwana. You see,
Really,
you will always see dust. So
did,
I think
did,
for Sifuna, if
mhm,
they are going to field a candidate, they need to start
mhm.
making one right now. And I don't
Okay.
know who will be the candidate for senatorial in Nairobi from ODM. It is very tricky right now. If Sifuna says he's leaving ODM, itakuwa tricky. Maybe they start saying the likes of Akina Aladwa, the likes of Akina Lobatalai, because the only person I see maybe Lobatalai, because hata
Roberta
ukiweka Jalango pale bwana Jalango
is Roberta Lai sellable?
between Lobatalai and Sifuna, bwana Sifuna will floor the people bwana. 2027, eh? 2027 Sifuna at a floor. Me, they
No.
only, and I always tell somebody, I vote in Nairobi, and I always say one thing: Sifuna is the only candidate I've put in my ballot. Sijaeka mwingine.
Yeah,
He's the only certain candidate I know I have in the ballot for sanitarium. Because
but
for the governor, I'm going to see how it is going to pan out. But for the sanitarium, if Sifuna is going to go for the senator, that one even I
mhm.
put a long time. Because I know
but
Sifuna is going to win the sanitarium, and I want Sifuna not to go for the governorship. I think
yeah, no.
the good brains when they go to the governorship, I think it becomes a problem. I'm
You,
hoping it does not go to the governorship.
you know, like I'm looking at Nairobi governorship. Nairobi governorship has so many interests that sometimes it becomes even very difficult to to navigate. You know, if by any chance, if Sakaja will not manage within these 60 days, then maybe, for instance, the president bring in maybe an MS or resurrect the NMS. Then even somebody who is vying for Nairobi should be very, very, very watchful of Nairobi, because it means
Yep.
it means that apart from Kidero, no any other governor have done like their full term. Because
I think the problem with Sonko was he was so playful, play to play. He was so playful.
no, Sonko
Sonko
was
could
not.
have made a very he
No,
could have made a very good governor, but alikuwa na michezo mingi. Sonko unajua alikuwa, you don't remember even the time he said Nairobi. you remember he was a playful governor. And I think the drama he had,
mhm.
Sonko's politics started as a drama. So it choreographed the same to
and
dramas,
and
dramas, dramas.
and
So
and
I
and
think for the governor, it's just so he's going to continue because he had very good projects like the Sonko rescue team.
yeah, but forget about those. The complexity of Nairobi is because look at this way. For instance, let's talk about decongesting the city. How many people are coming to the city?
So many. There's
How
shift, every time.
how do you want to congest the city and say that, okay, Babu has come, and you want to say that, okay, because we want to decongest the city, we want to make sure that the matatus do not access the CBD.
Mm.
That is
So
that is an area that you cannot touch.
the problem even more so in Nairobi, you know what happens in Nairobi? There is areas you cannot touch in the
You,
sectors.
you
One is
cannot
one
touch.
is one is transport tech sector,
Yeah,
and the other one is garbage collection. If you
yeah,
touch those two sectors, you are done.
you're done.
You are really done. Because first, and I think you know why they are protecting Sifuna.
Mhm.
We have been told so many times, but you don't listen. Sifuna, the garbage collection is being played with him and the government. That's why you
Yeah,
see the government is supporting him so much
yeah,
because if you hear the rumors, me I don't like rumors so much, but we are hearing the rumor that Sudi is playing a
Yeah,
hand in the garbage collection.
yeah, people are saying
So
that, but you know, like
and
sometimes,
Sudi is
like,
a very good Sudi. I think Sudi is mtu wa mkono wa Ruto. You know the way Ruto was saying that mimi na Jirongo tulikuwa watu wa mkono. I
eh,
think Ruto likes mtu wa mkono, so I think he's mtu wa mkono. The best mtu wa mkono wake is Sudi, and he's always playing for him these games for the garbage collection in Nairobi. I
that,
think
that
that's the problem, because if they impeach Sakaja, and that's why they have a bone of contention with Babu, because Babu knows the tricks that are done in Nairobi,
so that's why I was
and
telling
they
you that.
fear him. Even Raila fear Babu. They fear him.
So that's why I was telling you, Nairobi is not only about leadership. There are so many stakes in Nairobi that for you to streamline, it will need a political will. Even talk about even the women who do the businesses in town. You cannot just come and tell them to move away. Talk about Nyamakima, that you want to
Mm.
take people out of there. You want to
And
decongest people.
Nairobi, if you look at Nairobi County, is the county that is always very strange in elections. You go
Yeah.
and look Dagoretti South, they voted for UDA. Dagoretti North, they voted for ODM.
Um,
Just go and
so
look.
yeah,
It's very spectacular when you go and check at these things. You go to Embakasi East, they voted for
yeah,
Babu Owino. Go
yeah.
to the other
West,
Embakasi.
they voted for somebody.
So Nairobi is very unique, and I think Nairobi, the problem with Nairobi needs issues articulation. It's not like the tribal card that we play in the
The,
other
the,
areas.
the only thing that will save Nairobi is one. If at all the political class would have known, they could have let Nairobi to be run by the national government. It could have worked. But
That's what I've been saying from the time in the beginning. They could have let it to be run even by NMS. It becomes a metropolitan. That is what
come a metropolitan whereby maybe you might have like you have a mayor or you have a town clerk and you have and you also have
Let me ask you a question, Brother Benson. Washington is under which state?
Hawana state.
Washington is not an state.
No,
Is like a metropolitan.
it's a metropolitan.
Washington DC.
And they did you know that they even don't have a national guard who are
In
wakitaka
Washington DC,
they have to call from from
from the nearby state.
mm, yeah. Remember even when there was bridge in this in the
The
house.
Congress.
Mhm.
Mm.
The people who are dealing were only the DC, the Capitol Hill police. That's why they
Mm.
were there. The National Guard had to come so much later.
That's why I was asking the question is, how will people infiltrate the Congress and we see only policemen? Because I was seeing the blue police
Yeah,
uniformed police are the ones who are there. I
yeah,
could not see most of the time you hear Trump saying we are going to deploy the National Guard. So I was
yeah.
asking myself, where is the National Guard? Because National Guard unajua wanakaa kama jeshi.
Yeah,
They
they can
always
come.
they have the attire like for jeshi, even the cars they drive unaona kama za jeshi.
They
So
come
I
as
was asking myself, bunge inataka karibu kuchukuliwa na wametuma polisi. Because
eh,
if you saw those clips, even how they enter the capital,
yeah,
how they enter Capitol Hill, you can see them pushing the police severely. Police hawakuwa na nguvu even
eh,
inside.
eh,
So I think Nairobi could have just been done like that.
yeah.
Nairobi, I
Nairobi,
think even when it was under, Kenya Defense Forces, they are very disciplined, brother. I
under
like
under
those guys. They are
uh,
very disciplined.
under Mbadi. It's called Mbadi or
Yeah.
who?
Yeah, and a body and all those, you see all these things that are happening. Just go and look at the stadiums. Just go and look at Kasarani. Who was doing the renovations? His army. Go and
Oh,
look at Nyayo Stadium. Who is doing the renovations? Army. Just go and look at the Talanta. Go and look at the Talanta Stadium. The videos. Even when this guy from FIFA, the president,
mm,
Infantino,
mm,
Gioni,
Yeah.
Gianni Infantino was there.
Uh-huh.
The army was the one who was taking him through. Go and look Uhuru Gardens.
Yeah, Uhuru
Who
Gardens,
innovated Uhuru Gardens?
and even when Uhuru put them to rescue the Kenya Meat Commission.
Yeah, I think this. You see them parastatos. I don't know why. I don't want us to become a military state, but I can like them to be involved in the parastatos, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they can be involved in these parastatos, like even Kenya Railway,
Yeah.
and so-called these parastatos, I think corruption can end.
Yeah, because I don't know, but like it's a country, but I know at some point we will run away from corruption. The only problem that we have is we politicize everything. If we have an issue, instead of tackling the issue, we'll have to bring the politics into it, and it loses its meaning. So that's where we usually go wrong. Yeah, but if we could have been a nation whereby if we are confronted by an issue, we take politics out of it, you know, and like even the impeachment of Sakaja, somebody was saying that Rigathi Gachagua was involved. You know,
Mm.
at the end of the day, you might think that you are doing a disservice, you are doing something good, but you postponed the issues.
Yeah.
You don't confront the issues. The day that it will reach elastic point, whereby now you cannot
It will
itakatika.
be a problem. That's why you see what you're saying is true, because even citizens,
Yeah.
citizens also always go with the politics side. You see the members of parliament who have been returned, so most of them even they have been told they have corruption cases. You even wonder yourself what the person was thinking when going to vote. How can you
Not
vote
even,
for somebody who you have been
yeah,
told has been convicted and has gone to jail, like the likes of Waluke? Waluke
yeah.
was convicted, and people still
Alisema,
voted for him.
actually Waluke said that he was being, I think, where did I see that news? Let me see if I have it.
They say
I
they are
think,
always victimized politically. That is what they say. The people
ndio
who
hii
say so.
hapa. I don't know where I was. This is 23 hours ago. Sirisa MP John Waluke has reignited debate over his 47-year jail term, insisting that his conviction was not linked to theft but to a political misunderstanding. Waluke, who was consistently maintained his innocence, claims that his punishment was a result of abusing powerful figure who then influenced the outcome of his case. The legislature remarked as the controversy surrounding his imprisonment continues to stir public opinion. You know, so you
This is the
you find
problem
that
we are having,
you,
brother
you
Nelson.
find that we uh, I abused a big man. He said I should be jailed, Mr. Waluke. But you find that if the member of parliament is saying this, the supporters of that, we are so much into politics and we are going to buy that. You know,
Yeah,
we are
yeah,
going to
true.
buy that, and that is now where our point of departure is. You know,
Even
we
this,
are not.
even this guy who killed, even this guy, I don't want to say he's killed because the case is still in court. This guy,
Mm,
the story of Sharon. You remember
mhm.
Sharon? They
Yeah,
are going to still say that it is politically
the
motivated.
governor.
Yeah,
The
it
go-
is. They say it is politically motivated.
yeah,
That is what they are going to say.
so everything has to be political. Look at even now. Um, if we were in a democracy that is working, look at now the issue of Albert Ojwang. Like it has been forgotten. Nobody's speaking about it, even including the people who are protesting for it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Kenyans. The problem with Kenyans, brother, is we forget very fast. We forget, but we tend to remember after. We forget very fast, but we tend to remember after.
Yeah.
So, which is the story that is selling now? Which
Uh,
story is selling?
right
The
now, the
story about Sekaja was the one which was selling just 2 days ago.
that is gone.
Now it is
Now
gone. Now you not
we
hear about it. You see next week we are in Saturday. You
yeah,
see from tomorrow. From tomorrow you hear another story pop up.
but there's that Sha is still here, but
But it is going
eventually,
down. No, no story inaenda chini. It is going. You not hear about it. Then now we
uh,
start another. Do you
we
know we have been cheated to theatrics? Unakumbuka tulikuwa mpaka na mafia ya punda.
Yeah,
Where did
well,
this story go?
I tell you, we
So we
and
are
that
treated to such theatrics hata tunasahau. But if Kenya was USA,
mhm.
if Kenya was USA, I think so many people could be in jail.
The allegation that
So many.
president made, even the allegation that president made to the two houses, people have forgotten about that. We are
Yeah.
not talking
He
about it
said they
no
are
more.
corrupt. And we came here, we tulikuwa tumefurahia, members of parliament, they are going to do something, let us see. But what happened?
They
What
left
happened? Now they are quiet. And the same people, Akina Ishungwa, who are abusing him, they went for a meeting.
meeting. So that's how the
He went
politics.
for a meeting in State House. You did not see him there with the what this meeting was about. What the meeting that they held
Yeah,
just the other day.
to extract Kiambu from Mount Kenya.
Yeah. Now Kiambu from Mount Kenya has been forgotten.
That is that was for that. And anyway, that is that. Mr. Joseph, thank you so much. I think we have done well. So next week, usilale sana.
Next week nitakuwa macho.
Okay, sawa sawa. Asante sana. Kuna Mr. Laban, thank you so much for joining us. We had father here for a long time. Zalendo has left, but thank you so much for taking your time to be with us. Sir Alex Ogega, good morning, Kudita na brother Benson. Thank you
Yeah,
so much Sir Alex Ogega. Habari ya siku mingi, umepotea. Like sasa wewe umekuja kama tunafunga. We are almost 3 hours into the show. We started very early in the morning, so and we are almost winding up. But all in all, thank you so much for also joining us in the last lap of the show. And kama unaenda kanisa, Mungu akubariki na utuombee pia. Joseph, asante sana. I'll see you next week or in the course of the week for our evening drive, which goes for 1 hour.
thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
He's saying tupatane Dimba.
Dimba, yes.
I always go to Dimba. Why you don't come to Dimba? Sometimes come we talk sports. I like
You know,
sports.
I'm not very good in sports.
Yeah, in
I'm not
football
very
more
good in
so.
sports. Yeah.
But don't worry. Hata mimi, I was not playing football. I was playing
Yeah.
rugby. I was
Yeah.
telling those guys that mi nilikuwa nacheza rugby. So but I know to analyze football, but nimekuwa nikicheza rugby. I played only once in primary, but nikaja nifika high school I shifted and started playing for. I can see also Gypsy Corner is there. I started to play. I was telling Akina Gypsy, I remember here. I was telling them I was
yeah.
playing rugby. So
Mimi,
after that time, so football is not in me. It's only for me to analyze, but playing kwa uwanja ukinipeleka pale
hakuna kitu.
utasema hakuna kitu,
Ina,
lakini rugby
eh.
ukinipeleka pale bwana, bado nguvu iko.
Okay,
Niingie pale.
Gypsy. Yes, that's why we are leaving. Mzalendo have left, so I'm also leaving. And thank you for joining. And I hope we will communicate with you. Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you so much, Gypsy Corner. And may God bless you all. Then we'll meet again next week, same place, same time. May God bless you.